Wait, is it working now? Alright, it looks like it's working now. Okay. Unfortunately, there is no reason, legitimately, like no good, valid reason why it is working now. Okay. New haircut? Nope, not a new haircut. Oh, you're talking about... Is that what you're talking about? The fucking person on the screen? Alright, let me do the pop-out chat for Twitch. So it was not working, and then I legitimately just closed OBS and then brought it back up, and then it started working. So, L, not really a legitimate reason why it stopped working and then it started again. So yeah. Alright, we're going to just do something else for a little bit, then we're gonna do the poll for whether we want to watch one thing or another thing.
You're making me search for you. You're making me think about you. You're making me search for you. You're making me think about you already. Like, what are we doing, baby? Like, let's not...
Change the stream title? I'm not going to do that until we figure out what's going on.
I wasn't even that attracted to him. I wasn't, but I gave him my number anyway.
Why is it okay for women to say that they want to date millionaires, but if men say they want to date size 2s, they're...
It's because women are hypocrites. For example, like most women want a tall guy, but when a guy mentions that he wants a skinny girl, he's body shaming.
Don't fucking touch me when I'm out because I fight men. I fight men and I fucking win.
So you're saying if you're not
I would doubt that.
a woman, then you shouldn't have an opinion.
Where does a guy get a right to say what a woman is? Women only know what women are.
Are you a cat?
No.
Can you tell me what a cat is?
Got him. We fucking got him.
Why?
This is actually a genuine mistake. I am sorry I even came up there.
How much can you take?
Alright, well.
That's different.
Hey, so
I've had some pretty big ones.
nah, you're lying. You do not have no 12.
No, it was a horse.
Would you ever sleep with a guy knowing he has a girlfriend?
No. No? Mm-mm. Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
She belongs to the streets.
If me and this guy has history, right, and we got, like, real history, and he just got a girlfriend, like, maybe last month, you know.
So it's like a time thing. First month, maybe. Outside of that, no?
Yeah. Like, I know that she doesn't have anything on me, and because we have a strong history, it's like, okay, that's cute.
Yeah, yeah.
She'll be gone soon.
Spoken like a true player.
So, if you were to put...
I don't feel like that's a woman thing. Like, unfortunately, listen, I agree it's some degeneracy, but I've talked to several dudes, right? Even Destiny says this, right? Like, he doesn't care if, like, people are in a relationship, he'll sleep with people, I think is what he said. That, like, if your girlfriend wants to sleep with Destiny, Destiny wants to sleep with her, he's cool with it or whatever. He doesn't care. I think that's some degeneracy. I do. I think that's some degeneracy. That's because I respect other people's relationship boundaries, okay? But every dude that I have personally talked to, I think is the same way. Yeah, if the chick wants to fuck and she's in a relationship, like, who cares? And I'm like, we've lost our path, huh? We've lost our righteous path, huh? Nah, I think that's some degeneracy, I do. I think that is some deviant behavior for sure.
A salary on what you bring to the table.
You're not
Those
breaking the
things.
boundaries she is, though? Yeah, but, like, I believe in holding up the integrity of even other people's boundaries to such a degree. I feel like that's a fellow, like, the common man, the fellow man. Not because it's men, but the fellow individual, the fellow person. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I feel like it's inappropriate. I just believe it's deviant in nature.
How much do you think it'd be worth as far as what a man makes?
You wouldn't. You don't want to afford her the ability to cheat even. Yeah, if she wants to cheat, she can find somebody else to cheat with. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna help somebody break up their relationship. They're a grown adult. They could do that on their own if that's something they want to do. If they want to find that shit out of it, then so be it. But like every dude that I've talked to IRL is like, fuck it, I'll help her out with that shit. I'm like, I don't know, man. That's some deviancy. That is I can't do it, dude. I was about to get bold. I'm not from Africa. I can't do it.
You say what I bring to the table, all those things.
Common decency? Yeah, kind of. Like just like a common courtesy that you do to your fellow individual. I think it is a fair social convention that I do not fuck your partners, even if your partners want me to. I think that is a fair thing.
Should equate a man making about X a year. What would that be?
I'd say 100 grand.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up. You think being a holy shit, this is our women are, oh my God.
I'm just warning you guys, if you
Jesus Christ, what the hell happened to you? You get punched?
ever thought I was in my like villain era before, I wasn't. It's starting right fucking now. Right fucking now. I hate all men. I don't care who you are. No. I'm done.
Guys, please be careful out there when you're dealing with these women. There's a lot of them that
add me on Xbox One? Wait, really?
have a lot of trauma, a lot of past hurt, a lot of pain dealing with other guys in the past. So they bring all that crap to your doorstep. They meet you and they have all these crazy expectations. They spaz out. They can't sit still. All of a sudden they want to fight you. They're picking at you like, what's going on? I'm just a cool, laid back, easy guy. It's because they have a lot of issues that they haven't resolved. They wanted a specific type of alpha male. A guy who had status, a guy who was a player, a guy who had other women. And they thought, okay, let me give my body to him. And then he's got to commit to me. And it really...
I'm sorry, I was stupefied by the Call of Duty gameplay.
Why are guys so lonely?
Because no guys just come up to us. Like, we're just, I don't know, I guess we're just ugly. Yeah, I agree. Rejected.
Do you think they are too...
Dude, I am telling you, okay? No guy comes up to you because it's not worth the risk, okay? It's just not worth the risk for men. Not anymore. It's not worth the risk. Before, Allah bless the brother Scrub King, who put it elegantly, okay? It used to be that the worst that she could say was no. You get your pride egoed, or you get your pride bruised, sorry. Ego put in check, and it was what it was. You shook the hands, you walk away. The fear of rejection has, of course, enhanced over time with the lack of social interaction. Kyle, thank you for joining as a member. The fear of rejection has enhanced over time. Social anxiety has skyrocketed amongst men and women, so we could understand a decline. But not only that, but the nigga can get canceled for just walking up on somebody. Like, you can get labeled a creep in your entire fucking school if you don't move smooth with a woman. You don't move smooth? That's a TikTok video. That's whatever her friend's looking at it. Report back. You are dust, bro. Powder, man. Past tense. Your social credibility. You're a creep. Because you stuttered a couple times. Because you weren't as confident. You didn't sit straight. Whatever it is. You came off weird. So why am I going to risk it for any woman? Why am I going to be risk being labeled a creep? Why would I do that? Why would I risk my entire social reputation for a woman that's probably not even going to accept any kind of shit from me? You get? Darius, I'm a gamer. That's not the real Darius. No way. Doesn't Darius have a profile picture? And it's also Darius IRL.
You afraid to approach girls?
No, I just think that, we're just ugly. That's like the only possible.
This ass is not...
Okay, I don't know if they're being genuine, but let me level with these women specifically. I 100% believe there are women that think like this, right? I 100% do. Because I've seen that Boys, I'm about to get sensitive. I went outside for one of the very first times I've ever done in my life. I went to, get ready for it, a bar, right? I did, with some of my friends, primarily to just see how individuals my age, the youths, engage on a day-to-day basis. I went to a bar with my friends. I didn't order any alcohol because I'm a base Giga Chad straight edge motherfucker. But I went to a bar and I saw how the youths interacted with each other. And I saw a bunch of women and men not interacting with each other at all. And so I could see how there would be plenty of women that would think exactly like these women do and think they ain't got it because no dude approached them. Like, listen, you could have it, but social anxiety is there. Some of my friends are like some of the most confident dudes, you know, I've ever seen in my life. And I'm going to go out to the bar, hopefully, with one of my other friends who is a Giga Chad and his friend who's like Giga Chad light. And I want to see how they interact. I want to observe. I want to see how they interact with the environment. But yeah, I saw a lot of women that just weren't interacting with people. Didn't have any guys approach them or anything. And yeah, I think they could think that they're like not attractive as a result of having that happen. Not worth the risk. Honestly, it's just not worth the risk. I truly believe this. Even if I was single, it's not worth the risk. Nope. No way. It's just not. Maybe for me it is because like I could. I actually understand realistic, normal human being boundaries, and if somebody tried to cancel me on some dumb shit, I'd be able to debate every single person from here to oblivion and back. But for your average dude that doesn't know what the fuck is going on, it's not worth the risk for a lot of dudes. Sorry, just to be clear, I think it's fine for normal dudes to do it. I think it is worth the risk for normal people if you want to do it. But for normal dudes, what they're thinking is, it's not worth the risk of the anxiety of rejection, which is just fucking terrible for young men. And it's also just not worth the risk of being labeled as a creep or a weirdo among social groups you haven't even been inoculated into.
So I just think that, yeah, we're just ugly. That's like the only possible.
This ass is not free. If you want to grab it, you have to pay. That's what you have to do.
Oh, hell no! Don't nobody conquer your girl, dog. She get that pussy up.
What?
This is not olden times where you go and knock a girl upside the head and drag her up the street.
What?
She gave that pussy up because she saw something in that man she didn't see in you.
Well, she gone then. She can stay with that dude. That's the point.
This is to the cashier who works at Jiffy Lube in Catonsville, Maryland. You got a lot of nerve. You got a lot of nerve. How dare you be that fucking fine, come from behind the counter to talk to me and only me, like energy-wise, ask me to marry you, and then when the mechanic let me leave without paying...
Stop the cap!
You didn't pull me aside? You didn't ask for my number? What's happening? What are we doing?
She was shooting her shot. I think that comes off as her being entitled, but I think she was like trying to shoot a shot or something. Because I know on like TikTok, it can do like regional stuff, so people in the region that you might post on TikTok or whatever might see the shit in the region. So I think she might have been trying to shoot her shot. With that, and that was the reason why she said that. Not because she genuinely thought he was stupid.
Wasn't even that attracted to him.
Okay, now this shit is cope.
I wasn't, but I gave him my number anyway. On Saturday, guess what? It's Monday. Guess what I can't stop thinking about? Guess what I can't stop thinking about?
Sounds like that nigga did something right then, no? It sounds like that nigga made good moves, no? You are obsessed.
Wasn't even that fucking attracted to him. I'm not even sad. I'm just upset. I'm like, how dare you look at me?
Who the fuck are you, bitch?
How dare you look at me?
This right here is crazy. It's just like...
Alright. Is that for the rest of the video? It is. All right, I think it's time now. All right, we're going to do a poll. Are we going to watch the end of the Orbiter Wars? What we watching? We're going to do Orbiter Wars, or we're going to do, what was the other thing we were going to do? Oh, Mr. Girl, Dr. K video. I feel like I know what's going to win, but we're asking the community nonetheless. All right, go ahead. Yeah, I can see that kind of like those ads where people write, "Hey guy in the green subway, our eyes lock for a moment. You are so fine, girl with the umbrella." Exactly, long silence. I've seen that before, and that's because, like, to my knowledge, if you are in like a city, TikToks will get pushed to you around that city. So yeah. There's a new Dr. K video. Mr. Girl made a new video on Dr. K. I'm presumably shitting on him. Chat, you better choose Orbiter Wars. I'm like 90% sure it's gonna be Orbiter Wars, yeah. Not So Erdite stream was the complete Orbiter War. Yeah, people were telling me it went further on her stream, so. Have you watched the Mr. Girl President Sunday video? Nope. Wonder if it ever becomes normal for women to approach men. Feels like if this no, it will not. It will never be normal. That'll never be normal. That'll never happen. There's too little social pressure on women to do anything. That's never gonna happen. If it happens, it'll be in like 100 years. You're gonna be dead. I'm gonna be dead. Every single person in chat is gonna be dead. Some of your kids might be dead, but it's not gonna happen. Women are not gonna approach men. As a culture, that's not gonna happen. And if they do, it's gonna be like sliding into DMs on Tinder, and you and me are never gonna get that. So yeah. For men to approaching women continues, they have to make the move themselves and feel rejection too. I agree with you. I feel like that should probably happen, but that's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. There's no social inclination. I think what would sooner happen is we go entirely dating app shit, and that's the only way that happens. Is if we go full blown dating app. Women are not gonna cold approach men. That's not gonna happen. It is an incredibly socially risky thing to do that women have no reason to do it. That's just not gonna happen. Can't reset, but hello? Hello, Aiko. It's good to have you. I've only ever been approached. I'm assuming you're a man. I've only ever been approached as well. Well, no, that's actually not true. That's actually not true at all. Never mind. I've been approached by women, but it's only happened twice. I am 25 years old. It has happened 2 times in my entire life. So yeah, suffice to say that in comparison to the amount of times I've wanted to approach women, easily in the thousands. So, yeah, shit happens. Could never make a whole lot of red. What? The Mr. Gold President Sunday show is hilarious, is it? Where was my Discord ping? That's a good question. Live longer and go outside, you'll get approached. I'd say that's probably a privilege only specific people have, but I would agree that that pool of people is pretty wide. That's way more than most men. Jacob, listen, I can agree with what you just said. I think that is probably true. Most men, probably, haven't been approached. I would say most men my age have been approached once, if that. Thank you, Aiko, for the link. I think I've been approached by like 10 women all throughout my life. That's insane. That's insanely high. That is insanely high. The Dr. K video is like 3 minutes long, just kind of a dank meme video. Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Glitchin123, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that kindness. I worked at a gay bar a couple times, never approached. Damn, nigga, that's cold. Because I've been told gay dudes approach a lot more consistently, but I'm not sure if that was just homophobic people or whatever, or just people that just wanted to say that because of like homophobic shit. My count is 5. Damn, you niggas doing way better than me. 5, same here. In the last 4 years, it's happened 3 times for me, 16 till 19. Okay, Jacob. Doing all right, Jacob. Wait, Jacob, how tall are you? Let's start there. Are you white, and how tall are you? How's the gym going? It's going well. I'd say it's going well. My lifts are not improving as much as I think they should be, but you know, I've compensated for 2 to 3 years of lifting for roughly where I want to be with my body, and I think that's based on where I'm at. I think that's fair with how long it'll take. Can we be honest? Women trying to approach is kind of cringe because a lot of men can't do it. What? I think women approaching men is the only way it should be. I think it makes every bit of logical sense. It is the most ass-backward shit in the world that men approach women. 1, women can't be canceled for being a creep. It just can't happen. And of the women that it can happen with, there's like 5 of them on Earth. Unless you're really creepy, right? You're not going to be canceled as a woman for being a creep. That's just never going to happen. Ever, 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 ever. It's never going to happen. 2, your success rate is like 10 times higher. A woman walking out and asking 100 dudes out will probably get at least, the average woman, of course, probably at least 60 of them saying yeah. The dude, 100 women, I'd probably put him at 10, maybe. So yeah. Of course, 10 times with those numbers being dramatic. It is what it is. I'm 6'2", black dude, UK. I could see it. At 16? How tall were you at 16, Jacob? Because if you were 6'2", or like near 6 foot at 16, all of that information you just said makes sense to me. Every bit of information you just communicated to me, Jacob, makes sense to me. It fits my understanding of the way the world works perfectly. If you were that tall, or 6 foot, yeah, everything makes sense. I'm surprised it wasn't a little bit more, if anything. If you're a 6 foot dude at 16, growing to 6'2", yeah. All right, welcome to easy mode, bro. You are black though, so that's you know, not too much on recruit difficulty. But I'd say maybe not easy mode, maybe normal. You're playing on normal, bro. I think you're on normal. Okay. So there it is. Hey, I was 6'2" at 16 as well. That's crazy. You niggas are weird. Fucking goddamn mutants in my chat room. All right, we're doing the Destiny Orbiter Wars thing. How tall were you at 16? I don't remember, bro. I'm 6 foot now, so I don't know, 5'9"? Maybe I didn't grow until late. I don't remember. I've been 6 foot for a long time though, so I was probably 6 foot. Fuck. Here. Is this it?
Of course I've given you feedback. I've given you feedback multiple times, and I own that all from my chest. Hold on, Lav, just let me get it like 2
black in UK is probably different from dating than in America. That's probably true. It also depends on where you are in the UK and shit. So that's why I said normal difficulty. Depending on where you are, it could be fucking easy mode as shit. Because you could get that, like, people could be, like, obsessed with you. Or they might fucking hate you.
Out, I promise you can talk. The difference is that right now, I'm talking about Mr. Girl's behavior.
Just outside London? I have no idea what that's like.
Not really attacking you, other than saying, like, you do tend to sometimes...
I was 5'7" at 16, and I'm 5'7" at 32 now. Giga Chad.
Speak a little bit like ahead of turn, which I've already criticized you for in the conversation with Brittany.
Glitchin, just say you're 6 foot. Nobody cares. I firmly believe this, man. Height does not matter nearly as much IRL as people make it out to be. The reason why I say people who are 6'2" got the Giga Chad shit on is because when you're like I genuinely believe when you're like 6'2", people are going to see you as tall. That's going to be seen as tall. I think 6'2" is kind of the entry level for most people to look at you and see you as tall. But for the most part, like, I mean, I have friends in such a wide height range. So one of my friends is 5'6", another one is like 5'10". I'm 6 foot. I have a 6'2" friend, and now recently out of the gym, I got a 6'6" friend. I think is how tall he is. Dude is huge. So he's on some half-4 shit. So yeah, I have a wide distribution. I also have a 6'3" friend. My 6'3" friend sitting next to me or standing next to me, you could barely notice he's taller. My 6'2" friend, depending on how he stands and I stand, we look taller than one another. Like, the inches don't matter as much as I think people make it out to be. Like, people act like 6'2" versus 6 foot is the biggest difference in the world, or like 5'10" versus 6 foot is the biggest difference. It's really not. You're 5'10", you say you're 6 foot, people will believe you. Unless the person you're saying it to is like 6 foot, then you're in trouble.
Talked about that. I don't feel a need to jump in on that. I just find it interesting that you'll like talk about like the accusations that were made about Max that were bad, by the way. But then like a lot of times when we bring up like accusations that Max has made about other people that were really like career ending potentially, you like fully like just kind of dismiss it and be like, isn't this like a normal, reasonable thing? And it's like, I don't really know how both of these two things are true at the same time.
Yo, Lav, what you look like? Turn your camera on.
Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Yo, Lav, what you look like? Turn your camera on.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Haven't you learned your lessons yet?
We're on the anti-misogyny arc.
She only turns her camera on if you start strangling the air, Sneeko.
I don't think I will do that.
I wouldn't.
I'm gonna raise the real topic. Why is it that empaths are always the worst human beings?
Stop! No one in here identifies as an empath, unironically, right?
No, I'm pretty sure there's a few in this room.
Well, besides me, I am obviously, but
You can't vague post.
yeah. Why are you vague posting, Abba?
Abba's like taking Dan's job of this.
Oh,
thing.
actually, you know what? I like the vague post. It's a very like polite young black gentleman thing to do. So go ahead, keep vague posting.
Yeah.
I think Wayne Brady used to do that.
True. Actually,
my grandma loved it when he used to vague post. I shouldn't be making these jokes.
Yeah, no, you absolutely should. I don't know why you do.
I wouldn't make these anywhere else.
Well, I mean, I feel pretty safe making any kind of joke like that around Abba. So.
I think you guys are all just wasting time.
Generally safe around.
I think you guys are all just wasting time talking about dumb drama. So, Sneeko, what's something important we should be talking about?
Yeah, please unplug
I just want
us.
to figure out what I want to learn what Lav is wearing.
What are you?
Why?
What is this dude cooked? What is he doing? Is he Coomer baiting? Why is he doing this? Nobody ever told me about this. Why is he so weird? How tall is your twin brother? Nigga, we're identical. Guess how tall he is. You know I'm identical, right? Guess.
Why?
I'm on an anti-misogyny arc.
Why?
What are you doing?
No, it's not about misogyny. It's when I came in, everybody.
Hey, yo, girl, it's 11 p.m. What are you wearing?
Yeah, like it's just like let Lav.
You said he was 6'1".
Sneeko, I'll tell you right now.
You wearing pajamas, girl?
Lav is very cute. She's a very attractive young lady, but I would say just like let her words speak for themselves. I don't know, like why are you doing this? Come on.
You could just call him a misogynist.
He doesn't want to hear her words. He wants to see her outfit.
You don't have to be kind about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sneeko,
Like, that's
would
the whole
you respect
problem.
me more if I was attractive or unattractive?
It's not about respect. I just want to learn about your fashion.
What?
No, we all know the answer.
What is he saying?
Would you respect me more if I dressed well?
I don't respect you at all. I have no idea who you are. So I want to figure out what you look like before I can even make that assumption. It's not about respect. Nice to meet you, by the way, Lav. You're very energetic. I like the conversation so far. I'm not really.
Nah, homie, I'm gonna be honest. He checked her Twitter. Dude, he checked her Twitter. Something's happened. This is weird. Nigga, this is weird, okay? This is fucking weird. He checked her Twitter or something. He did something, and this shit is weird. It's also weird because he ain't got no business being this weird. He's a good-looking dude. he's got a lot of shit going for him. He's rich. Well, kind of. Yeah, I don't know why he's doing this. He has a lot of good shit going for him.
Tuned in, but I like your tactic. It's good.
She's
wait. What do you like about it? What do you like about it? I want to hear this.
I like how she's able to aggressively play the victim.
Okay, actually based. Okay.
Oh my
You
god.
guys have something in common.
Okay, how so based?
Victim here. When have I been the victim?
I said it.
Sneeko in Destiny's subreddit, they think that you and Lav are twins. She's just got to.
Well, that's excuse me. That's my take. Okay.
At what point? First of all, wait, Sneeko, are you Mexican?
Close enough.
I can be. I can be Mexican if you want.
All right, yeah, this nigga went on the OF. This nigga went on the OF, dude. Oh my god. He checked her profile pic, then like went up to the fucking Twitter linked to it, dude. Bro. Dude, Jesus Christ, man. You are making an ass of yourself, too. Oh my god. Man, this is like me talking to my other dude who I think is like a really attractive man, dude. I have to constantly hype this dude up. You know how like women do that? You know what I'm saying? Where they like hype each other up to shit. Like all the way, like full juice. I do that shit with my guy because the two of my guys, the 6'6" dude, he ain't got no business being as humble as he is. And then the my other like 6'2" friend, I'm only describing them based on their height because I don't want to give away their name. I would say their name, but I don't want to say their names. And they I constantly hype them up because I don't want them to do this simp activity. This is just simp activity. Like, Sneeko should not be doing this. Like, why? What's going on?
Oh, I wonder. Everyone calls me like a. Never mind.
We get it, you know, 6 foot. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to constantly say their height or whatever and drill it into people, but I don't want to say their names. I don't want to say their names because that's just cringe.
Calls you what, Hispanic? What were you about to say? What?
She was gonna say the bean word.
Well, no. People keep saying like in your subreddit, like Mexican Jewess. Like that's what they keep. That's my new thing.
Okay, interesting. I haven't seen anybody ever say that ever. But
I'm trying to actually get victim points and being like, oh, are they saying that we're twins because we're both Hispanic?
right now, you're getting victim points because you sound special needs. But you know what? You do you, Queen.
Sneeko, I'll help you out. So Lav is somebody who gets discredited a lot because she's
stop! Don't do it.
And she also gets discredited a lot by some other people because of her line of work. So that's two things that
you only speak negative about other people.
What is her line of work?
No, you guys are doing the actual misogyny. Stop. We were supposed to not do this.
No,
this ain't misogyny.
I'm actually just repeating. No.
I came from like a commentary channel talking about, oh, they discredit her for this. What's the positive? I don't know what she's credited for.
Hold up. To be clear, I'm just referencing what I know is relevant to Sneeko because this is stuff he would be interested in.
No, yeah, but you're like begging Sneeko to actually be misogynistic.
Anything that's relevant to Sneeko right now.
Sneeko, I have what you're looking for. Okay.
No, stop.
No. It's very based. Okay, so Lav actually has coherent points buried underneath. Basically a somewhat waffly. Somewhat waffly personality and flaky. And I actually have them all bullet pointed out. I've been waiting a whole fucking week to talk to Destiny about how I think Lav has fucking based points underneath all the bullshit.
Now's the perfect time.
And I haven't been able to because everybody's been sucking the fucking air out of the goddamn stream.
Facts.
Okay, Slay.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me pull up my document.
But I came in, Sneeko, because I'm widely anti-sex.
Why do they keep saying irrelevant to Sneeko? What are you talking about?
Work. And I have a lot of criticisms about sex work. And that was like that's what I've built. No, I have criticisms of myself doing it as well.
Wait, what?
Understand what this narrative is coming from.
Wait, no. I want Sneeko to respond. Go ahead.
I didn't even hear what she said. She's anti-sex work. She had some in the past. She regrets doing it, and
she's
doing it now.
No. Okay. I hate this characterization. No, because
you guys are doing it. Guys, stop. You're literally doing it. You're doing the misogyny. Like, just
dude, he looks like he was just hit by some fucking nasty smell. What the fuck?
to Lab and
No,
like give her
literally.
some, like just listen to her words.
It's
God,
ridiculous.
fuck.
Oh, also, if you like my YouTube streams and you're enjoying yourself right now, you want to incentivize me to continue doing YouTube streams, or you want to incentivize an ad-free viewing experience, drop a like on the video, please. It's one of the things that you can do that's completely free to you that helps encourage me to stay on the platform, boost the algo, get new individuals in here, new eyes on the content, so I can have organic growth. It doesn't exist on Twitch. It's non-existent on Twitch. I have to pray to Allah for raids. I don't want to have to do that. I like the idea of if individuals inside of my stream like the content, they can help boost the algo. So that way there's individuals outside of my community who can then be suggested such content. I think it's important. I think it's cool. So yeah.
I will not have you guys pretend that what I'm doing is different than what I had criticism of. It's so ridiculous that you guys are acting like there are not levels to sex work. It is.
I'm with you. I literally wrote a document just about this.
Wait, so what are you, a titty streamer?
No.
No. She mostly does like debating. She came from
hold on. No, but what's the sex?
Connor was talking about us sucking all the air out of the room, and now it's his turn to suck the air out of the room. Go ahead, Connor.
Okay, yeah. Can I have a minute?
Do you have this
No. Wait, okay, can Lab finish? Let Lab finish her fucking spiel real quick, because her whole career and life got go. Okay, go. Jesus.
So I'm pivoting into educational content because this is the way that I think about it. I think of it like gun rights. If bad people are gonna have guns, good people should have guns too.
The problem is she's not only posting educational content. It's weird. So like,
if a bunch of people are going to make really degrading porn, I think that there should be an option for people to seek out something else, even if it's not super popular. I want to make educational content. I want to do sex toy reviews. I want to teach women how to take care of their bodies because a lot of people don't.
I don't think Sneeko's interested anymore.
Know how to take care of their bodies. Yeah, stuff like that, which I think is very different to what I was doing, which is very different.
Stop.
I haven't even posted on my Patreon yet because I haven't decided.
Oh, okay, got you.
Let her finish. Let her finish. Guys. Everyone stop. Let her finish. Let her finish.
This is hilarious because you don't even.
What is Abba's picture? Is that liquor? Is that a 40?
No, keep laughing because this is hilarious. You don't even know what I post, but you are so emotionally attached to it that you're laughing about.
Thank you to the 50 people, by the way, that liked the stream. 50 of you independently liked the stream after my shout out there. Thank you. 50 of you took the time out of your day. 5-0. Thank you.
How I'm being somehow disingenuous when you don't even know what the fucking shit I've posted is. You just want to fucking dunk. You want an easy win.
Who are you talking to?
So hard for you to get a win.
She's talking to
Hold on. To be charitable to Lav, right now, like, basically, you guys, like, kind of put a number of elements of her life a little bit on blast to Sneeko, who you know has, like, certain opinions about sex work in, like, a very heuristical, appearing kind of way, and she alone is, like, trying to navigate through this, so, like...
Okay, can I help her?
Put your
No, let her
right? Now we all dogpile Sneeko.
Let's not characterize it like that, but if you have notes...
She has her own life. Let her explain it, and then after she puts it in her own words, you can go.
Turn your camera on. Turn your camera on.
Dude, nigga, stop. Stop. Cut it out.
Let me know when it's my turn.
Okay, go. Connor, it's your turn. It's counter. It's counterpoints. It's your turn. Go.
I'm literally gonna read a fucking document that I pulled up specifically for Steven, okay?
Joy.
What do you normally stream? Only really been pretty much gender dynamic shit was my big thing for a while, and then I recently started restreaming some of this other stuff. I wanted to get pretty deep into that, have some debates into that. I also have a couple of content creators on my. I'm a React Andy. A couple of content creators on my list of people I want to start watching. I want to watch that Kidology person. There's another chick who's like another black chick, coincidentally, that's more conservative as well. I want to start watching her stuff. Yeah. It's just kind of, it's what I do. I react to people saying shit politically, and I want to start doing more debates, but I don't know.
Doesn't care about individual sex workers, but does think that sex work in general is bad. That it's an oppressive and toxic structure environment, should not be promoted to young girls, and in general should have some negative stigma. Lav has re-entered doing work. She's choosing herself because despite being engaged to a wealthy man, she wants her own money, does have a slight thrill from people finding her attractive, and the damage is already done, so she might as well get the bag. This is all stuff that I pulled from a conversation about a week ago. Specifically, her issues with a creator named Madame Genevieve are that because she engages in personal relationships with her clients more than a typical pornographic actress or Instagram model, this is a greater harm than porn in general because it focuses on men on a relationship that will ultimately not be fruitful, but porn in general is also slightly harmful. Individual women can get power, money, or fame, but that's not the same as women's empowerment because an individual woman can still benefit while a structure she benefits from can be socially caustic. Madame Genevieve was promoting a referral program to get younger women into the industry. Madame Genevieve was pro BDSM and Lavloon finds that degrading. Madame Genevieve said sex work and sexuality were inseparable and had no meaningful difference. Lab believes that there's a degree of harm and that softcore pornography and someone's relationship to porn can be negative, and therefore educational pornography, softcore pornography, can be less harmful than hardcore pornography or porn addiction. Lav wants porn to be price and age gated to reduce harm. Lavloon has coherent points, but they're trapped.
Dude, all paid porn is way too expensive. I try to absorb all of this shit. But damn, I had to stop at that. Paid porn, never worth it, dude. Way too expensive. No way.
In her indecision to own the perspectives and her lack of definitions. Destiny ends up debating the subcomponents, which I think was a mistake because we hadn't even gotten to what she believes yet. Lavloon believes that the current industry attracts women who are abused and who are trying to reclaim their femininity by engaging in porn, but because of violent, abusive consent issues that are well known within the industry, it's not a healthy sex culture in its current iteration. And then also non-consent play in porn is bad because it promotes violent sex and people can consent without realizing all the impacts that they're playing into because of previous trauma. These are all.
Yeah, look at this Wicked Supreme. I don't think the argument. I don't like the argument that since she's already done porn and the harm is already done, she might as well get the bag. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, because I agree. Obviously, the harm. If she believes that porn is bad, the harm hasn't already been done. It would be a continual harm. Yeah, you got to it. So me and you were of the same mindset on that one. I want to hear her defend that point.
Steelman summaries from the previous conversation where everybody said she was a fucking asshole and didn't know what she was talking about.
Thank you.
Christ.
That's what I came to do on Monday.
So she's a swerve.
Well, what's the point of?
I'm not a swerve.
What's the point of what was the point of this?
The point of this was basically saying that everybody's dunking.
Hold on, we're not opening the floor. I didn't come here to host a 45 fucking person fucking panel. I'm going to sleep soon. So no, we're not opening anything to the fucking floor.
For another 5 people.
Okay.
Well, I'm Connor. What was the point of you bringing this up? Yeah.
So the whole reason why I wanted to bring this up in the first place is because everybody's treating Lav like she's a fucking idiot, but I think there's gold at the bottom of her fucking positions. But everybody's treating her like a fucking asshole.
My conversations with Lav have never been about Lav's positions. It's just been about her personally. Her positions. Well, I don't know what her positions are.
We talked about sex work, and then you tried to discredit all of that because you were like, I don't have a porn addiction, and I was like, okay, Steven.
First of all, that's not true because I do have a porn addiction. And secondly, all of our conversations have been around your personal advocacy, not necessarily the points that you
Chad, move.
defend. That's why we had that one conversation that one day where I spent a whole bunch of time asking you well, what do you think about this or what do you think about that? Because I'm just trying to help you iron out your points that you have a more consistent base. Connor, there's a lot of different points that she's bringing up that can be incredibly powerful, of course. And there are even really strong arguments that she hasn't discovered yet that favor her positions. I'm just not in favor of I don't know if
that's true. I think that I was pretty concise on one of Kyla's panels with Madame Genevieve, even though I was rude. I think that I was really coherent, and it was like a really great display of what I can do.
Okay, if being coherent one time is called being incoherent because it means you weren't coherent the rest of the times.
Okay. It's not. First of all, it's not one time, and also you have to understand that most of the content has been most of the content I've put out has been in the frame of this whole orbit drama right now.
Sure.
I like it how she's constantly saying she like apologizes and she is somebody that's remorseful about shit, but as soon as she gets pressed on it in a way that she doesn't like, she's making all of these excuses. Listen to all of these excuses being made for her past. Like, what are you talking about?
Like,
Okay,
this is not. I'm not at my
listen,
best.
I'm just saying you could do a better job communicating. I don't really think you're going to disagree with that. Okay, thank you. Okay.
No, I think that that's true, but I also think that I came into the space to do something, and then quickly it was it kind of turned into this other monster.
Well, to be clear, I actually I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I think you do really well when you have like a highly structured environment. The issue is like when you're saying like I came in this environment to do like one thing, it kind of makes it sound like the world tides were against you and now you can't be doing that thing, when it's like, well, you came in to do this one thing, but then you instead got caught up in drama instead. Right?
Oh, Darius has joined the call.
Well, no. I let myself get caught up in the drama. Like, I don't think that's sorry. I wasn't trying to like escape accountability. I don't know. Is it the way that I speak? I have no idea that I'm doing this when I'm doing it.
Yeah, the way you frame it.
Let me clarify. I did not mean to say that my narrative was taken from me. I meant to say that I got distracted.
Right.
I want to share a parallel experience.
Can you clarify your relationship status?
Nigga. This nigga's just a sip. He is a bitch. This nigga's a fucking bitch, dude.
I am now.
God damn, oh my god, what a fucking pussy, bro.
Clarify what color your clothes are right now. Can you clarify?
Okay. I want to share a parallel structure. Okay, so Lav, like the first time that Destiny and I met was because I was so fucking triggered because we were talking about law enforcement. I was screaming at a Twitch.
God, I can't get him. I know he's got to be making a joke, but Jesus Christ, this is so cringe. I feel like he's making a joke, but 100% if Lav DM'd him after this, I think he'd be in there 100% trying to get at her. Dude, God, that is such an L, bro. Jesus Christ, man. He talks about other niggas being bots, dude? How is that? Bro, what? Have some respect.
Political debater named Doobie, and I was telling him to shove a broom up his ass repeatedly. Yeah, so it wasn't like my most shining of moments in the debate space, but what actually happened as I continued in the debate space, one, my nerves basically got like rawed out because you just get so fucking sick of arguing with everybody that you don't have emotions anymore. But then two, I got better at arguing my points because they became more coherent as I stopped getting triggered. So the triggering is fun as fuck. It's part of the experience, but then you have to decide, do I push past the triggering in order to develop a coherent message?
Wait, is this nigga gone as soon as... No way he doesn't come back, right? Wait, did he really just hear that she was engaged and then leave?
I'm gonna push to everybody, or is this space too toxic and I just have to back out?
Yeah, really good advice. Really good advice. I think that's what I'm deciding
he
right
comes
now.
back? Oh.
No.
Let's open it up to the floor.
There it is, Darius.
What does the audience think?
Wait, what are we opening up? What are we opening up to the floor?
I just want to say, I think Darius has something he's been wanting to say for a minute, so Darius, go ahead.
Oh my god, please.
Why are you fucking pretending even for a minute? You are hold on, how do I mute people? I can't have you laughing while I'm talking. Okay, why are you fucking sped? You stupid fucking sped, pretending even for a moment you're in this sphere to learn anything. I had a conversation with you, what, 4 days ago, and Discord, and I'm like, dude, you probably should, you should talk to people. Are you talking to me? Yes, you stupid retard! Okay, yeah, you should probably talk to people relatively how you want to be treated. It'd probably be a good idea. Like, this probably be better as a society if we all went ahead and treated each other with the same respect. And you said, well, if you're too weak to be on the internet and deal with all this stuff, you should just kill yourself. And then literally yesterday, you're like, wow, just discovered you should treat others the way you should be treated. You don't want to learn, nigga. You don't care. You don't care unless it's some other streamer that has a lot of viewers that can get you money or compensation or some sort of shit. that you listen
Dude,
to. Like,
his
oh,
hand
this guy has a good
movements.
point. I'll go ahead. I'll soak it all in. I'll soak it all in. I'll take everything they say because they're a big streamer. You can get stuff off them, and you care. You actually do not give a fuck about anything regarding this space. Fuck off. Play games.
Hey,
Darius,
Darius,
is this a level 1 or is this a level 10 for you?
My
Where
God.
are we at?
Wait, can I just say one thing, Darius? I'd never seen your face before, and now that I know you look like a Bollywood actor, you saying the N-word triggers me.
First off, nigga, I am black. Suck my dick, you bitch ass bum. Okay? Stay on fucking YouTube. Who the fuck the fuck you?
Yeah, it's good.
You
Abba's just trying to offload. Abba's just trying to offload.
You don't be fucking
Save
racist.
white people stereotype. That's all.
All right. August is gonna have fun with that edit.
I just don't feel like Lav deserved all that. So Darius, try not to do that.
No, that was
Hey, shut
crazy.
up.
Of course not.
No,
you're acting
Darius
nuts.
is the rare.
I'm about to have a nigga moment. If you don't shut the fuck up.
Okay, hold on. Remember, stop. These are the rules for my stream. If you're half black, you get half the amount of N-words, okay? So tone it the fuck down a little bit. Jesus.
And I haven't even used my
I'm like
2.
1%.
You've
Can I
used
get
10.
one, like at least by Christmas?
No, you get none, okay?
Are they collectively owned? Did Darius just burn Abba's?
Guys.
Why is she not? Why are you all talking? She's not engaging with anything I just said. Laugh. Why are you in this? Why are you in this sphere? You don't unironically like learn anything. Maybe in the spec sphere or like this TikTok or online.
I actually don't think that's true.
What have you learned? Unironically, tell me what you've learned.
I'm actually not gonna get
Tell me what you have learned. Tell me what you have learned.
Darius, chill out. You can't just scream at people the whole time and ask them to engage with you in good faith.
Okay,
Relax.
what have you learned? What have you learned from the sphere? Being in it, you've had a lot of conversations. Everyone's always against what you're saying.
No. First, you should start by apologizing by just screaming random.
Bro, Abba, I don't care.
Oh my God, suck my fucking. Shut the fuck up.
No. I'm being serious. You just came in here all hot and heavy, and you yelled at her, and you yelled all kinds of expletive at her. Out of respect, you should apologize if you want her to engage in good faith. You can't be absolutely disrespectful.
Bro, no.
Everybody, and then come out and then ask for a serious response. You should learn how to act with other human beings. I'm not joking. I'm not trolling. I'm being serious right now.
Well, Abba, do you want to host the new Hippy Dippy?
I did instigate.
Yeah, I was gonna no, I don't think. I agree with Abba that like this isn't how you're supposed to conduct yourself, but this isn't a normal place to conduct you. Abba's been ripping into this chick, saying she has absolutely nothing to offer anybody, and when Darius just gets loud about it and says about it, nah, I don't buy it. I think Abba's being twisted because he speaks in a more calm way. I think him and Darius have said pretty much the same exact thing. That fucking Lav is mentally incapable of having any of these discussions, and she should really just be ignored outside of like fucking content. And the only difference is Abba said it in a calm manner. I'm not gonna let him have that one. No way.
To actually say anything, but I'm not pushing him to do it. Like, relax.
Okay, but come on, that was just base. That was just base.
I saw
That was
there's
base.
like a nice group call happening. Nobody invited me. Wow, what the fuck, guys? Seriously.
Stardust, it is.
This was the woman-hating panel, so we had to,
Yeah, Stardust, it is Mr. Girl's funeral, so if you'd like to say a few things, feel free.
No, stop. No, stop. We're not doing that.
Wait,
what happened? For real.
I think Max is a phoenix, and he will rise from the ashes.
I want to know what you've learned.
Can we just go back to Darius and Lav? Yeah.
What have you learned from the sphere being in it?
I think the biggest thing I've learned is like interpersonally, at least like conversationally, I really struggle to get my point across if I'm not being like really explicit. I think
Really? That's the thing you learned, if anything? Is that
Kyla is probably
I'm gonna let somebody else in this chat take it away.
and the biggest help in that, even like 20 minutes ago, realizing that I didn't the way that I
Guys, the biggest thing I learned being relentlessly shit on for my shitty opinions is that I'm bad at communicating my opinions, not that my opinions are bad.
I take accountability inside my brain doesn't necessarily translate in a way that is like sustainable or feels good for the viewer. Or feels like so I think that even changing the way I speak a little bit has been the biggest help.
Can I steal man again? So the thing about it is, I think the main reason why No, I think the reason why people get so frustrated or whatever is so I highlighted what I thought was your argument from that previous conversation where everybody was dunking on you, but then like the following conversation you were kind of like apologetic and a little bit deferential and trying to be nice to everybody and saying like, hey, I'm sorry, I don't know how to articulate and all that kind of stuff. I think if you boiled down your arguments between what they were yelling at you for versus what your unassailable steel man is. If you came out with your steel man and you basically said, hey, I'm sorry for being a dick, but this is what I still believe, and if you disagree with me, fuck you, that would be more satisfying, because what happens is the strong position, then the deference, then the strong position, then the deference, whereas if you were just sticking with the strong stuff that you still believe, people...
I as much as I love counterpoints here, he is steel manning her to a point where he is like straw manning her. She is saying some points like that he listed that I do believe are legitimate. Those are good points. We fight on those grounds. But she will also, when shitting on, for instance, what he brought up, Madame Genevieve, he'll also bring up like, yeah, plus she's dumb for doing this. And it's like, what? And then you realize she's doing the exact same thing. And it's like, wait, if Madame Genevieve is wrong for doing, what? That's where you eat. That's where you're eating. So what? Why the fuck ain't you caught in that? And then she'll just constantly tack on random shit. Like, she'll have decent ideas and then just throw in constant. If you let her talk, she'll throw in constant garbage over and over again. So yeah, as much as I want to agree with him, counterpoints on this, I don't think I can.
Would be a little bit less bloodthirsty. That's my impression.
So what you're arguing for is the elevator pitch, basically.
Yeah, boil it down. 100%.
Darius, were you even watching, or like this lab that's on stream now is very different than the lab that's been on previous streams. It seems like you just came on here because you wanted to just scream and make a show out of it. In fact, you seem to be doing the same thing you were accusing Lab of doing and trying to milk this for content.
Halloween physically shaking. Because because I'm sitting here unironically just listening. I fucking the whole misogynistic thing with ABBA. I just genuinely just don't fucking get it. I don't get why she just comes
I think I
appreciate you, King.
well, even if you don't agree, I think I explained it pretty.
Let's open it up to the floor and let the folks at home weigh in.
Why do you keep seriously, let's open it up to the calls. We got some guys on the line. Let's go ahead and take our first call.
I feel like I'm not understanding.
The live shit
Darius. Why is Darius so? Yeah, I'm just not understanding. Yeah.
Because Lab.
Okay, here's your first.
That's all.
Kyla, listen. Kyla, listen. Okay, step one: never, ever, ever, ever start a sentence with "Why is Darius?" Okay, nothing good comes from that. Okay, and that's really all you need to know. Okay.
I think
let's open it up to the callers at home.
Layup. That's like his whole thing.
The phone lines are open.
I literally was talking to Mr. Girl last time, bro. It's just annoying because I unironically had to mute you yesterday because I'm just like so dumb, dog. You're like turning me like I'm autistic and I get it, but I don't fight with other people. I'm autistic. I act autistic and I reap what I sow. Okay, but I don't sit there and like I don't like you're unironically defending yourself and like people just don't understand me. People just don't understand me. I just don't get it. I just don't know why. I just don't know why. We know why, nigga. You are just annoying. You are just an annoying person. I'm an annoying person. I get it. I do. I genuinely do get it. But it's just like, really fuck, man. It's not supposed to be helpful. I just want you to fucking stop.
So what are you doing? You're just being like masturbatory?
Listen. It's the least helpful way to engage with someone, Darius.
We can just.
Dude, unironically, I promise you, nothing will. Okay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing will come from this. She's had 3 different fucking group calls with 6 other niggas sitting on call going, "Oh, you gotta change. You gotta do that."
You're saying she's fake. You're just to be clear. You're saying that she's fake.
Does anybody contest that fact?
Okay. There's a crossroads.
I'm gonna fucking.
Unironically. I agree with Darius.
Oh my god.
Wow, what would have thought?
I think behind all that I think I've already exhibited growth, and if you don't think so, then you're bad faith.
You literally just said the biggest lesson you learned is that you don't know how to talk to people right. What are you talking? Who is she talking to? Who is she talking to? I can't believe it. The delusion. The fucking delusion, man. There's no accountability whatsoever.
Wow.
I think. Hold on. I think, Lab. If I can give you the charitable feedback that I think that something true about Darius says is that when your certain private things get leaked about how you speak and talk about it, you often say that the way you are like in public is like your diary and you're very open. That's what you said to me on Twitter. It's like my diary. I'm very public and open. But it seems to be the case that when you move into like private spaces, that's not actually true. And you're a lot more spicy, a lot more edgy, a lot more intense, and you like say things about people that are a lot more extreme, which again, it's private, so I get it. But
wait, that's normal.
I don't.
The issue is that you brand yourself when you're in a public sphere as being like, this is just what it is. Like,
no,
Darius
joined my like a friend Discord. And I'd said something like inflammatory, like this.
No,
like,
nigga,
this is what happened. People are like, people kept coming to me and were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, dude, I've been on the internet for fucking 6 years. I'm definitely like emotional. Like I'm not feeling great right now because the world's doing
my
whatever.
brain, dude, I can't. I actually can't.
I'm not by any means. I'm not gonna.
You were in the call. Do you want the actual context of what happened? This motherfucker went to the call right after the call with Destiny and Mr. Bill.
Turn up your game.
Darius,
turn up your game to fight him.
Jesus Christ! I had said something.
Can we hold up? Let's start. Why is there not like a moderator in here or something? Like, I don't know why so many people are talking when it's two people that should be talking.
Like if you're gonna kill yourself over internet drama, maybe you should, like, as a joke.
Ooh, Jesus
Christ.
Okay,
let's.
Whoa, Lord, Jesus Christ! Did she say that to the brother Max? Because Max was feeling it, man. I'm not saying he was that deep, but Max was feeling it when he was what did he say? 2 weeks, very little sleep because of Destiny's Reddit. Like, I hope she said that towards the brother Max. Mr. Girl, for anybody who doesn't know who Max is. I hope she kept that heat for him. But I doubt it. But yes, empath, by the way. Listen, man, that's how I would speak. Oh, that's just honest, though. That's how I would speak. But not really, though. I don't think I'd ever take it that far. But like, that's kind of how I would say. Like, if you cannot handle the heat of online social media, don't be online. Is my thing. And if you're gonna be online, then I don't care what happens. That's my opinion. All right. Is it as spicy as her shit? I don't think so, but I don't know. Like, if you're like, I'm having mental breakdowns every week because of Twitter, it's like, okay, then stop being on it. But I can't. Okay, so then I don't care if you have mental breakdowns and you end up like in a loony bin or something. I don't care. And then like, that's my position. Right? You recognize you're doing something bad to yourself, and then if you're like, well, I can't stop, okay, then I don't care. You're a grown ass, you're an adult. You're choosing to still be on that shit.
This was in private.
Ooh.
Obviously, I would not say I would not.
I heard that.
Like that. Maybe I would actually. I think it's kind of funny.
No. We'll talk about that statement coming from Lav. I don't care if it was in private or public or to the DNC. That's a big deal.
Well, I mean, the only time it would ever be hypocritical with Lav is if she actually killed herself, in which case it wouldn't really matter now, would it?
True.
So it's actually the best kind of hypocritical statement.
I don't know. Me just seeing her cry over the fact that DGG's roasting her every day, and then she says that shit, she's gonna have to hold this big fat L.
Let me, first of all, I did not cry.
I saw tears. Your eyes were red. Your
Why
cheeks
doesn't
were
Ahrelevant
puffy. I
get in on
studied white
these?
people. You were
Crying's okay. Crying's okay.
It was a frustration cry, and
What do people
sucked
expect,
those
though?
shits back in. I sucked them back in.
You shouldn't need to.
Listen, I don't care how proficient you are at sucking. That is
okay.
Abba.
Just really quick, I want to say that somebody filled me in on what happened when I was gone. I want to say that despite our differences, I hope Mr. G feels better and decides to re-enter the content creation sphere whenever he
Twitch
feels
chat
better.
open? Yeah, I do.
I may never be
Nobody's
friends with him
posting
again, but I still wish him the best.
Okay,
But he's not stopping making content.
That was a
right?
beautiful eulogy. Anybody else?
If he
If he stops, just remember how much of it is your fault, Stardust, for the heinous, disgusting campaign that you launched against.
Okay, it was pretty heinous and it was pretty gross, to be fair. Okay, let's be real.
There's blood on your hands.
It was a dumb move. It was a really dumb, fucked up move. And I didn't intend for it to, but I didn't even think. Honestly, that's the issue, is that I didn't even think twice about
a few of us do in this space, so you're good.
And Stardust, we're all kind of grateful because now none of us are ever going to stretch on stream ever again. And so I think that's a good thing for the streaming space.
Oh my God, actually, I'm going to make a bold claim here. People say things about Lav and reinforcing misogyny, but I think Stardust, what you did and what Cherry did, I think reinforced more misogyny in this community than Lav's entire.
Okay, why? We're really going to relitigate this. We're going to do this.
How about we separate people's actions from their sex or gender? What about that?
Wow, what a radical concept that is.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
You called me a misogynist based off very little earlier.
Oh, that is true.
It was not based off of little. It was not based off of little. You literally posted this in chat like a fucking week ago. You said wants to ban misogyny, brings on Lav the next day.
That's fact.
You are a fucking misogynist.
That's not misogynistic.
I'm trying to
ban. That's not misogynistic. That's not misogynistic. It's not a misogynistic.
Hold
on. That's not. Lav, that's not a misogynistic claim.
Wait, that is misogynistic. Hold on.
No, it's not. No. What Steven said. Hold on. I'm not opening.
No, it's not misogynistic.
What Destiny said about like how you're not a great sample of woman to bring in front of men who already hate women is true and not misogynistic. It's just mean toward you.
Okay, hold up.
What the
first
fuck?
off,
oh no!
Lav. Let me defend what I said because I said it, and then afterwards you can rebut.
When you insult people, it's fractally infinitely complex and nuanced. But when somebody insults you, it's fucking simple, guys.
White women would stop.
No,
I'm sorry.
No.
All right, here we go. White women overshadowing.
I'll pay my reparations. I'll pay my reparations.
I'm going to use my privilege as a black person to speak now.
Let me before I lose my train of thought.
Look what you did, Destiny. He's having.
Let her talk. Why would you interrupt just to make a joke? Go, Lav, go. Sorry, go.
No, I actually do want to say something.
I
made a statement.
You already said something.
Abba, hold on to it for a second. I don't want to lose my train of thought and my vigor. Okay.
Whoa.
Go ahead, use your vigor.
Kyla, I think I've sorry.
All right. I'll just go.
I think
just Abba go.
Abba, can you just leave? Yeah, I just need you to leave. It's too much for us.
Kyla, I think I've taken your criticism really well. Are you open for me to maybe give you some criticism? The way that I see it could not be true.
You can't. You keep saying these things like it's obvious to everyone else, and it's like obviously I've taken your criticism so well.
I'll grant her. She's actually taken my criticism.
17
really well.
Okay, go ahead. Give criticize her, please.
Okay,
Erudite, she needs criticism.
Okay.
Criticism. I don't know. Destiny, I'm not even joking. Okay, so when I said that Destiny is going on this whole anti-misogyny arc where he's trying to bring on positive reinforcements of women to make coherent arguments and then basically show the audience that they're not. What I'm trying to say is the issue with Lav is not that she's a woman, therefore she's hated. She's just a hateable person. So bringing her on as an example to not think poorly of women when you're trying to go through this arc is just the worst example.
Big if true.
It's not even that Lav is particularly hateable.
No, she is hateable. She is hateable. To the audience, she is hateable.
Stop. It's not even true. It's just that she entered a highly discerning space on a soapbox on a bunch of topics that were like not super well thought out because Lav is just learning about them, and this just happens to be the gauntlet on the internet. Like the Destiny space is just the gauntlet when it comes to these topics, social topics, political topics, and she came with 2 barrels fully loaded full of cheese, and everybody knew it was cheese but her. And then when people were bringing up counter examples to some of her ideas, or I guess counter narratives or some opposing ideas, or perceived contradictions, Lav wanted to sort of default to saying, like, yeah, but nothing.
What is Darius doing?
I said was really wrong, and these aren't contradictions. And it was just like a silly, sort of foolish way to do that. But she entered the fucking Shark Tank, man. Like,
no, she didn't just. No, stop.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with Wicked Supreme, but I hope Abba brings this up. Even if she entered the Shark Tank, she is not being receptive to the Shark Tank's fucking criticism, and hasn't been for like a month. Or like 2 months, all right? She's been swimming with the sharks and then complaining to everybody for why she doesn't have a life vest. for months instead of just like reevaluating her shit.
You think she didn't just enter the Shark Tank. Okay, we need to stop this weird narrative. She came in with a harpoon, turned out it was loaded full of cheese, like you said. She fired it, then she said, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And so people were like, okay, fine. And then she's like, actually 95% of what I said was true.
That's what she said.
So let's be honest.
It's not even that.
Okay, so let's be honest. No. I want to finish. So let's just be honest. She is absolutely hateable. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. Like I said, she reminds me of Sneeko, but with a wig. And they're both very hateable people, and they're both very hated on the platform. So it's not about misogyny or anything like that. I'm just saying, if Destiny's trying to go through... No, I'm going to finish. Because you always tell me to shut the fuck up and don't interrupt you. So I'm going to tell you, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
When Destiny goes through this arc where he says anti-misogyny, and he wants to bring on positive reinforcements, Lav is the last person I would bring on to do and reinforce that. That was the point I was making.
I agree
now, if you see that's misogyny, that's your problem.
No, but
I would also say
that's such stupid. That's oh my god, that's so fucking.
And I would also say, as a matter
that's your opinion. That's your opinion.
The reason you were reinforcing misogyny
being
is because you were saying that you were preaching feminism and saying that the only reason anybody hates you or criticizes you is because you're a woman, and that's not true. It's because of your ideas and the half-baked nature of it. Because
her ideas are no. This is bullshit. Her ideas are actually pretty strong. Her fucking rhetoric.
No, Connor. No, they're not. No, they're not, Connor. You took her best arguments, my brother. You took her best. My brother Connor's looking at her like fucking Instagram photos and are thinking like this is the way that she is 24/7. That's, you know, an analogy I'm trying to make. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look at the day to day. Sure, she has some good points in her highlights and her key moments or whatever if you're trying to steelman her, but in her day to day, dude, she's dog shit, bro. She just got done saying that the biggest thing she's learned is that she has a communication problem, my nigga. That is, like, dude, my brain is fucking powder right now, man. I am getting cooked like the fucking 5G waves, man.
Week. Same thing.
Yeah.
No, that's what he's referring to.
It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. First of all, I have not been debating for very fucking long. My ideas are very apt. I just don't have the fucking language or vocabulary.
That's not what
listen to this.
Out of the steel man that I read, what's your objection?
No, this is another Supreme. I haven't moved that much. I don't understand this narrative that I've moved much.
You should have. That I agree. No one Wait, Abba, brother, you need to, like, where is any of my fucking disagreeers, my fucking Lav haters, I guess, at this point. Everyone agrees with that. That's the problem. She hasn't moved. She hasn't learned shit. That's the issue. Being loud. Whoops.
When I restarted,
because you're deferential in the second conversation. That's all it is. It's optics. It's rhetoric.
It's not even that.
Hey,
it's just
Alex.
how you handle
Have fun at the gym
in public. And the fact that
I think he's looking at our points that agree with his ideas on the right. Well, many of the opinions he brought up are just agreeable in general that Connor brought up, but he's ignoring a lot of her bad points.
You need to be able to not only have a good idea, but be able to explain it effectively and clearly.
Well, no. That's not the problem. The problem is a lack of a little bit of humility when discussing these topics, like for the very first time,
right? Like,
I think that's also true.
Literally the obligation of the presenter is to explain it in a way that connects with the audience.
I think
that's on you.
What? I think I hadn't earned my smugness yet, but I will.
Okay,
exactly.
And one of the things that Darius said, one of the things that Darius said was basically like, oh, it's a fucking revelation that you should treat other people the way that you should be treated. And basically, I think that's like one of the main things that's probably missing from the rhetoric is reciprocity. If somebody takes a massive shit on you, you go after them. But until they do that, you basically have to approach them with a level of good faith. Otherwise, the audience is going to fucking cannibalize you.
Yes, I agree.
I'm referring to Madame Genevieve in this situation.
So just in a more productive light, Destiny, if you had to give advice to anybody who's about to join the space and engage in spicy political takes, what would be some advice you would give to them to not be instantly hated in this community, man or woman or other?
I think the most important thing is to know what you know and to know what you don't know. If you feign confidence over a topic, the audiences are big enough that you're always going to get sniffed out, and then it's going to be a fucking catastrophe. And then have some level of humility. But I mean, like, you don't have to do that. You just have to be willing to accept the consequences otherwise. So something that Lav says a lot is like, well, this is just the way that I am. And I think that's fine. I think it's funny. I like it. I like screaming at Lav. I like calling her a dumb bitch. And I like getting into fucking fights with her. That's fun for me. And I think to some extent, I think she enjoys going back and forth with some people. But the only issue is that if you're going to go back and forth in that way, you have to be ready for people to really hate you. Like, I'll do that, and I'll do that with people. But I know that if I do that, especially if I'm in another community, I know that people are going to be going fucking wild, hating on me. And that's just part of the deal. So just, if you want to act in a certain way, you can do it. Just be ready for the blowback. That's all I'm saying.
I also would say, just to speak to like,
so
Lav's,
wait,
like,
then when she's breaking down, fucking crying and making YouTube videos about how she's gonna leave the space and come back 3 days later, like, is that handling it well? Like, at what point do we just go, yeah, you're not dealing with this well, you need to disengage?
Genuinely being in the space, especially as a woman in like a very political debate sphere, like, there is less wiggle room in, like, when women fuck up, I think it's a bigger failure, people get more angry. And so this isn't to say that Love hasn't fucked up by any means, but there is kind of this like difficulty that women have navigating in the space that is like very real.
That's true, but I wouldn't even consider that anymore, because I think that
I don't know how true that is.
No, I think there's some truth to it, but as soon as you start considering, you lose the ability to.
Come on.
What?
I think you just kind of have to accept it as part of like the deal, and also just kind of accept that you're going to get. I think you should accept that you're going to get a certain amount of hate.
To be honest, I don't have enough information to be able to make such a claim. I don't have enough information. But one thing, as being a part of a marginalized community, I will tell you, amongst the general audience for viewers, I don't get much moral consideration, I think, as much as like my less marginalized counterparts, like, I don't know, white dudes. I feel like white dudes are probably able to get away with a lot more shit. Well, maybe not a lot more shit from a viewer perspective, but from an argument perspective, I get away with everything, dude. I can make whatever dumb shit argument I want, and I can get away with that in regards to like people having to sit there and listen to me. Like, I could just straight up say I believe that black people should have a nation state to themselves. And, like, people are like, well, I mean, he's black, so...
You should even try to avoid it at a certain point.
Wait, I'm actually curious. So, Supreme, I feel like you're going to disagree with the idea that women get hate on the basis of them being women. Why is that? And then ladies respond. In this community specifically. Okay, ladies, do you guys feel that way? Do you feel like DGG just hates you guys unfairly because you're women?
No, I think it's a little bit more difficult to analyze, because what's really going on is that like there's kind of this box that it seems like women can occupy within like the at least, I don't want to say the DGG space, because then it sounds like I'm blaming Destiny's community for this. It's for sure just like the political debate space, right? Where like the box that women can occupy is a little bit more rigid and it's a little bit more like unforgiving. However, there's like other things that men have to deal with, and I would argue as a woman, if you talk about that box a lot and then
it's true. She's about to say something that's absolutely true. Dude, this is just God's honest, right? And I think I've synthesized this down to a T. Women that are confident in their opinions are playing with active reload. And what do I mean by that? Like, they have to hit such a small fucking mark for how confident they can be. Otherwise, they're a bitch if they're too confident, or people walk over them if they're not confident enough. Women are absolutely playing with an active reload when it comes to their confidence levels, which is just fucked, because you have to navigate every conversation that way. I think this is true in society, but especially when it comes to political debate, good luck. Like, having to navigate that in every conversation, you are fucked. Yeah, and I think as a dude, I don't really have to navigate that as much. I think people are far more allowing for me to be like confident than they are like women. Without like coming off as being like too assertive or too whatever, dominating and shit. Yeah.
A lot of like the attacks that you're getting on that box, then you're kind of missing the plot, because it's like, yeah, there is a little bit of things as a woman that you have to do with that, like maybe need to be above reproach that maybe a guy wouldn't have to. I think you can see in like how people responded, like Brittany Simon or Lauren Southern versus like Nick Fuentes and stuff like that. However, it doesn't mean like you just blame it all on that.
Supreme, Supreme, I just did a search on the subreddit on DGG.
Let me ask a question.
But I just want to reply to Supreme real quick. Supreme, I did a search on the subreddit, and there was a thread that says like, "Hey, ladies at DGG, do you guys feel like there's a tremendous amount of misogyny?" And overwhelmingly, a lot of the responses from the women was like, "Yes, they've seen it increase over time. They feel less welcomed in this space." And so I wonder, what do you say to that?
And then also, real quick, just adding to Abba's point, that's the women that are left. So the women that are left are saying there's a lot of misogyny. That's not kind of the ones that have been chased out because of it. But go ahead.
So all I can do is assess sort of my read on the pulse of how people feel about this sort of the female content creators or the women content creators that come through here. And I feel like Erudite is like a really strong counterexample to the idea that DGG is like particular. Because I feel like Erudite is particularly beloved and like almost universally.
But why?
Sure, but it's because she understands the box. No, it's because she understands the box and she wants to stay in it. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Okay. We're starting to get into the white friendly black person territory. If she wants to make that argument, she can, but let's hear it.
Ooh, tell him, Lab. No. Let her finish. Let her finish.
I was trying so hard. Okay.
She understands the box because she's very intelligent, obviously.
She knows her place.
She wants to get her message across, and she's optimizing the way that she says it so that the most people listen to her. This is smart. This is what you should do.
Stardust
This is
doesn't
what you
exist
should
in
do.
that box, and I feel
Let
like
me
people
finish.
Stardust is like that.
Let me finish.
We can
Supreme. Lad, finish your thing real quick. Go.
This is the way that I see it. Because I can appreciate that and I think that it's useful, but this is, to me, this is like...
Wait, isn't Brittany Simon getting fat W's inside of the subreddit as well right now? And like DGG? Don't a bunch of people like Brittany Simon? Brittany Simon and Erudite, I feel like, have some disagreements, no?
Argument more like, should black people wear their natural hair at work? I'm like, obviously we know...
What?
They're going to be taken more seriously.
Wait, so Erudite is a black woman who straightened the fuck out of her hair before she goes to work. Erudite's the black chick that fucking straightens her hair every morning before she goes to work? Is that what I'm hearing? God. Is this your... God damn, Lab.
They do keep their hair kempt when they talk more professionally, but should we...
Don't you see how sexist this is about what you're saying about me, though? You're basically accrediting like no.
Okay,
hold on. Let me respond.
Oh, wait, whoa, wait. Hold on. Can we just let the women talk here? Let's just let the women talk. Listen, I don't know why any dude here is talking right now. All right, Erudite can defend herself, and Lav, oh, she's, you know, so Lav is, Lav, so just let them talk it out.
Okay, we'll go to Kyla and then we'll go to Supreme.
I like how we have like 3 moderators in here.
Then we should open it up to the floor and the folks at home.
We'll go to Kyla, Supreme, and then Counter, and then esports back.
Thank you.
Can I
issue is
also
like,
add my name?
If you're characterizing why like DGG loves me so much, which to be fair, like when the Max Cells were raging, I was not super popular in a lot of the DGG subreddits. But
I don't think that was.
Let her finish.
The issue is you're basically attributing a large portion of my success to basically the fact that I'm a woman who's like willing to play ball and play within the rigid walls, which is like fully discrediting every other thing that I do that I think like makes people like me. I think people like me because I'm like super empirical. I typically bring like 5 to 6 studies per debate. I'm really well read. Like I think there are other things going on. I'm a little bit quirky.
Well, no, Lav, let her finish. No, Lav, let her finish.
You have to be the best.
Shut the fuck up, Lab. Fucking Christ. 2 minutes without you fucking piping up. Just shut the fuck up and listen.
Shit. Go ahead, Kyla.
Like when you say that basically like the reason I'm so successful is because I'm so willing to play ball and like fall into like the woman box so well and I'm like nice about it is the same thing that when like men come to me and say the only reason I'm successful is because I have simps. It's like basically fully deriding and undercutting everything else I do, which I would argue like a large portion of my success is like I've tried really hard. I got myself on Fresh and Fit. Like I fly to places. Like I work really hard at this stuff. It's not just because I'm like a nice girl who's willing to play ball. I mean all the damn time.
Yes, that's not what I was saying. I'm sorry.
Let's just be clear. That is exactly what she was saying. This wasn't a miscommunication. This is exactly part of the reason why I disagree with counterpoints here. Is because that was exactly what she was saying. She just got caught. She got pushback, and she doesn't like that. This is exactly why I love counterpoints. I think the dude is based, but this is the reason why I disagree with what he was saying, is because her general big points, pretty agreeable, Labs. But like things like this that she'll just do if you let her sit inside of a Discord call for 2 hours, terrible points consistently. Right? So I'm going to state part of the reason why I like Erudite, because Erudite's one of the most based people, I think, on the platform. And one of those reasons why that she didn't list is that I think some people might point to in a misogynistic way is I think she is a person that is not afraid to let men get W's and let women take L's. She does something so basic that I think a lot of people do not do, that makes her more palatable to a lot of people, where she'll just be like, yep, it's wrong that women do this to men. And that's it, right? Because there's so many people that will go like, oh yeah, it's wrong that women do that to men, but that's because of toxic masculinity, or find some kind of roundabout way to bring it back to it being the man's fault or whatever. This simple thing, on top of everything that she listed, this is just one thing that I didn't hear her say, because I think compounded with the other things that she'll say is part of the reason why I like her. She just has that I don't know, she speaks in a way that is professional but not alienating, which I like. Right? It sounds like she knows what she's talking about, but she doesn't have an ego about what she's talking about. I think that comes from her the words that she says in her vernacular and how she does it. She doesn't go, when she talked about bringing up studies, she doesn't go, well, actually 18.5. She doesn't do that. She doesn't do that, which I like. I think that's very good. I think it was something that a lot of people fuck up and have fucked up before her. And I think she's probably, at least off the top of my head, the best at it that I can think of. So yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think she's I think her fresh and fit appearance proved enough that she can be combative with points she disagrees with. I think her fresh and fit appearance is really was really stellar to kind of push back against what Lav is talking about here, that she's just very palatable or whatever to men. I think her palatability on fresh and fit had nothing to do with her being like passive or speaking in a specific way. It's that her arguments and her very existence, her lived experience, kind of rebutted them, but her like words and stuff definitely got to them, and they were just kind of like, damn, I don't really know what to do. Because typically when women like you come through, they have like, I can shit on them for having high body counts or for doing this or doing that, and it just kind of looks bad when they're trying to do that with somebody that hasn't lived that life. So yeah.
I know that this is trying to, I know that what I just said maybe came off as that you were like a pick-me. That's not what I meant. What I meant is that...
So, hold on. So, sorry, back to square one. That is what she said. That is, if that's not what she meant, she has a brain disease, if that's not what she meant. Because that is, every single point that she made led to that. All paths lead to Rome. Every argument she made was that you're a pick-me. But you also make points that are based. You just talk like a pick-me, walk like a pick-me. That's what you do.
You are what...
Let's see how her position changes.
I mean, you have to look at it. You are what men hold the standard to. Like, you are. You're obviously... Standard, I mean, you went on fresh... Part of the reason why you went on Fresh and Fit is because... Female. Yeah, you're confident, you're well-read, you're very intelligent.
Whoa. As I said earlier, men often don't want women to be confident. That is such an uphill. I hope nobody lets her get away with that. That is not what men want. Men do not want to have a political debate with a confident woman. I don't know why we're letting her get away with that. That is not something that like men like to. Like I said, with that active reload shit, you're a little bit too confident, you're a bitch. You're a little bit too not confident. Well, then you're just like a pushover and like whatever. Like you lost. Take that L. Hold that L. Right? Like I don't know why she's saying, well, like, men want to... No, that is something that you have to actively... I don't know. That's great. Well, okay.
You're that problematic, right? I think that that's what you are naturally. I don't think that you're overextending yourself, but I think that because you're held to this standard, you're holding other women to the standard, which I think is problematic. And Brittany talked to you about this.
What?
How is
why Lauren
Like, how do you think my career would be easier if I just played the girl club? Like, wouldn't my career be so much easier if I played the girl club or was willing to throw other women under the bus?
I don't think you're playing. No, I don't think you're playing.
Yes, it would.
I don't think that you're playing to anything. I think that you already exist within these confines. But there are women who don't exist within these confines that you shouldn't throw under the bus because they are not like you, Kyla.
I don't throw them under the bus.
Wait, okay. Somebody needs to say it. I wish I was in this conversation. I wish so much. Lav is feels entitled to people agreeing with her or understanding her opinion. And when she doesn't get met with that level of entitlement, when she isn't met with what she believes she is due, she just calls you a misogynist. That's what this is. Like, that is just what this is. She's making excuses for why other people who actually know how to conduct themselves in the public sphere get treated decently. She's saying, well, because I am not treated decently, everyone else is the problem. And not only are they the problem, they're also misogynists because I'm a woman. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I can give you, like, Abba brought up the example, which is clear. Sneeko. Nobody in this sphere respects Sneeko's decision-making. It's similar to you. It has nothing to do with your gender at all. It's the way you talk. You sound dumb. That's what it is. You sound dumb, and you backtrack on your points when people clearly tell you how it is.
Wait, I've spent more than anyone. I have spent more than anyone. I have defended you in this conversation and done like so. I don't throw women under the bus.
To be fair, I think Counterpoints has probably defended her more than Erudite.
I'm not attacking you.
Okay,
I'm saying
there's an easy way to explain
this conversation.
Lav, do you think that the standard that Erudite is setting is too high? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't think she's setting it. I don't think she's setting it. The problem is that I don't think that I should have to act a certain way to be taken within a grain as seriously. The fact that me and
I disagree. You talk shit, you get hit, nigga. No accountability. I'm sorry. Now we're on some no accountability. You are literally on some no accountability shit. What are you talking about? I can't move whatever way I want to move and act the way I want to act in every moment. I have to conduct myself with the manner of professionalism that is beget of that respect, or however the fuck you say that shit. I have to earn the respect that I desire in the arenas I want it. That's what you need to do. You can't just go, hey, listen, I gotta say whatever the fuck I want to say and you better respect me. Especially when you're weaponizing being a woman, when that respect is not met to you. The brother Sneeko proves you're wrong. Proves you're wrong. Proves it. Proves it. Rewriting history, listen to it for a minute. Let's take a look. I'm assuming this is timestamped. It is. Thank you, chatter. Let's get this. Let's take a look at this rewriting of history. I hope this is relevant. If it's not, could be catching a ban.
Everything I said to Madame Genevieve was accurate. But I could have humanized her, and I didn't. I am harder on women because I think that we should be smarter.
Ooh.
We should educate ourselves more than, you know. We should educate ourselves. We should be smarter than everyone around us, smarter than every man, more powerful. That's my own personal bias. And it makes me treat people poorly because I have such high expectations for myself and for women, which is not fair.
Well, she says it's not fair here, chatter. Who sent me this? Memes Hell. She said it's not fair. What is she saying? It's so quiet. I can't turn it up.
now I have to sit with it because that's how I came in.
I don't have the sound effect thing, unfortunately.
People do not like me. That's okay.
All right.
Sneeko are even held on the same fucking like the fact that me and Sneeko are even held on the same fucking listen,
Could
I
it
don't
be
want
because your behavior is similar?
Yeah, thank you, Brother Supreme, so much. Thank you. Maybe it's just because you're literally. I'm sorry. She is doing the like feminist cringe fucking thing, which is you have to respect my opinion no matter the way that I say it, and if you do not, then you're sexist. You are wrong. You're just not somebody worthy of respect. You're just not. You are not, regardless of your gender. Hey, yo, I put your words on the fucking CC. I'll put your words to a goddamn notepad, and nigga will read them and be like, that person is not worthy of respect. Why the fuck are they talking to people like that? Ain't nobody gotta know who you are. Ain't nobody gotta know your name, your goddamn gender. And they know you ain't worthy of respect. That's honest. I bet you anything that's honest.
I don't.
Stop, Darius, stop.
Darius, shut the fuck up. Darius, you stress me out, bro.
I do not think that our behavior is similar at all. I think that we're both young, maybe arrogant, sure. But I think that the ways in which we handle criticism, very different. I think that the ways in which we communicate, very different.
You think the way that you and fucking Sneeko handle criticism is very... I mean, what can I say? What can I say? She had pretty much the same response as Sneeko when asked, hey, what do you take accountability for your ban? When they asked her, she was like, oh, I just miscommunicated. That was it. Literally, Andrew motherfucking Tate, Bugatti boy, took more accountability than Lav Loon. Let that sink in for a moment. Cobra Tate took more accountability than Lav Loon. How do you make this shit up? How do you make this shit up? Cobra Tate was at least like, yeah, you know what? I said some shit that honestly, upon reflecting, I probably shouldn't have said in the way that I said it. I had some points that I didn't understand the impact that I had to the audience I was speaking to in the manner that I was speaking to them. I shouldn't have done that. I should have made distinct differences between what I said. And that just wasn't right. And it's like, okay, how are you about to take less accountability than Andrew Tate? How the fuck is that possible?
I think this is just true. This is just true.
I yeah, but the difference isn't that I'm willing to play ball. The difference is like, okay. I guess you could argue I'm more professional in like my engagement, but you're basically saying like people should just be fine with me like being like immature. It's like, yeah, but people.
No, but that's, oh my God. What are, maybe I could be here all night.
The issue here is you need to accept that you're going to be hated at a certain.
Okay, hold on, wait, stop. Hold on, stop. Moderator, hey, whoa, my channel. It's my channel.
I'm going to bed.
Love you.
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
Good night. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna steal Man Lab's point because fuck Erudite. She's gone unchecked for too long. Okay. I think that to be favorable to what Lav is trying to say is that when people say that like, oh look, Erudite, that's a good example of a woman, okay? Erudite is literally somebody that broke onto the space, making a name for themselves, talking about like men incel issues and being the most compassionate, kind, understanding person to incel men possible, while also being, while slightly aggressive, also like incredibly respectful, incredibly like nice to people and understanding and doing her best to navigate the conversation. So it seems like while Erudite has done a lot to build her own reputation, she does a lot of work, she brings all of her studies, it's great. She exists within like the pretty narrow expected confine of like what is a respectful, successful woman supposed to look like. Whereas the confine of what a man can look like is way, way, way broader. And Erudite is occupying the narrow space of like this is what a successful woman looks like.
Sure, I could agree with this. But the problem is, Lav doesn't even exist within what men can be respected for. You're just not a respectful person. And this is part of this conversation between me and Lav gets off the ground, I'm going to talk to her about. She's just not a respectful person. She's not worthy of respect to anybody. She'll say she's sorry for something, and then tomorrow she'll forget what the hell she was sorry for. She'll forget the goddamn conversation ever happened.
Like in this space, and I think what Lab was pushing back is the idea like, well, look, you just need to be like Erudite, and it's like, okay, men can exist from 0 to 100, women can exist from 90 to 100, and Erudite is existing at like 98, and that's like a rough comparison. I think that was the point that was being made.
I have a question to all of you. Lav, you said earlier on Twitter, you pointed out that you were autistic. Do you think the fact that you're neurodivergent plays a role in the type of standard that you're being held to, and do you think that perhaps this community is somehow biased or will work against you because of that neurodivergency?
Rem.
Well, I don't think a lot of people believe me when I say that I'm autistic, but then their criticism of me is always like, God, she's so fucking stupid talking to people, and I'm like, okay.
They're talking about the substance of your argument and the value of like your commentary. They're not saying that you
okay, can we stop? Autism doesn't make you dumb. Nigga, you stupid. Like, autism doesn't make you dumb. That it doesn't, like, I don't know, dude. Unless we want to talk about some weird shit or whatever. Like, her autism doesn't make her stupid. Unless, can we get a prescription? Or, like, a description from does your doctor say autism makes you dumb? Does your doctor's like, oh yeah, by the way, you got autism, you're just gonna be fucking stupid for the rest of your life. Like, sorry, it's the way that it is. You're not gonna be able to, like, make rational decisions. Sorry. Good luck. You got autism. Like, is that what your doctor said?
Some mental deficiency or something like that.
No. I think a lot of what my problem.
It's hard to believe that when continually she gets called retarded.
I think that socially, I think okay, whatever. This is a nothing conversation. I don't want to go into I feel like this will very easily go into a victimization point. I think what
I am a victim right now. I'm a victim of people in this goddamn chat room not liking the fucking video. If you like this content, if you want to see more of this content, if you want an ad-free viewing experience, if you want to help me grow my platform to be able to provide more around-the-clock content and potentially more content in general, because I do want to get out there and start doing some potential IRL debates or shit like that, especially if I can get my passport with, like, some of the people in the UK, like Just Pearly Things and what's his face, Wheat Waffles. If you want to support that, drop a like on the fucking video, okay? Drop a like on the goddamn video, right? Twitch, no growth, YouTube, organic growth. It helps me out if you like the video. It helps me out if you want me to make more content on YouTube, want to help me get noticed on YouTube by other content creators that might be able to collaborate with me. I would appreciate it a lot.
Counterpoint said is correct. I think that regardless of what any of you think, I do have really good points. I am not the best at discussing those points yet. I'm learning. I'm entering the debate sphere. I need to learn how to be less smug, obviously. I need to learn how to, even the way that Steven just steelmanned me, exactly what I meant to say, he just said it better. I just need to be better at saying what I need to say.
So going back to what...
Oh, fuck.
Let's take a minute.
Go ahead, buddy. Counter go. No, wait. Counter go.
Okay. So to steelman further, so women in this space have to be competent, intelligent, speak on the subject that you have expertise on, don't venture outside of your box, and be assertive without being a bitch. This is what Lauren does.
No, all of these things apply to everyone except for that last one. Every single last thing he just said applies to men as well. Otherwise, they get fucking cooked like Sneeko. They get absolutely fucking cooked, except for the last one.
Well, too. Well, it fucking doesn't hurt, I'll tell you that. So, so the argument is whether or not women have to fit that mold, or can they be allowed to be stereotypically like fluffy, girly, bouncy, interrupt, be assertive and kind of bitchy and all that kind of stuff. And Lav actually said something that I disagree with is I shouldn't have to act a certain way to participate in the space. I'm saying this space will demand that of you. If you want to be a competent male debater, it will demand that of you.
Yeah.
And if you want to be any level of not being sexist to as a female, and I'm sure even Erudite, despite her professional demeanor and her
Grawlator, thank you for the 50 fucking euros, Grawlator. Grawlator. Grawlator? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Thank you for the 50 euros. I appreciate that. Jesus Christ, helping support the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Euler. Fucking Euler. Thank you so much, buddy.
Fitting the box that I've just described, sure, she still experienced fucking, oh, you just succeed because of your looks, etc. Blah blah blah.
Of course. Yeah, I think that's true. I also didn't. Yeah, I didn't mean to say that it was like 0 or 100. I think that I can also. I think that I can adapt to the space and also still resent the space, right? Like,
sure. Just like sex work, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I guess can I clarify what your criticism of me? Because I would say the criticism that Steven outlined, I also outlined before, basically being like, yeah, there is this much more narrow rigid. For example, the way people react to you
I don't think it's a
versus the way people that's like reacted to. Well, it feels like within there's
like you won't acknowledge that it's there in like
a
she
absolutely hold on.
In a way that satisfied.
I did before anyone.
In a way that satisfied me.
Okay.
Okay. No. I hate this. Don't let her get away with this shit. Every time she makes a point and then people push back, well, no, it's just the way that I feel. Well, no, that's not what I meant. And then she looks for somebody else to bail her out. You can bail somebody out of any position with charity or whatever, steel manning their point. You can bail somebody out of fucking any position. The fact of the matter is, she said something stupid at the beginning, and then she had to make other people go through and bail her out, and in her mind, she's like, okay, that's a dub, because that's what I meant. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. All roads lead to Rome. You said every single last thing you wanted to say that pretty much said that Erudite was a pick-me. That's what you said. And then when fucking other people came through to try and steel man you were like, that's what I said. No, it wasn't. Because if it was, either one, you're unbelievably fucking dumb, or two, you're just fucking lying. Right? Because this isn't just, I need to communicate my shit better. Nigga, you said something different. You were talking about white is my favorite color, and then other people were like, dude, I don't know, red is kind of big. No, I meant red. That's not how it works. You can't, no. Zodiarch 420, thank you for joining as a member.
That's a you issue.
So
maybe it is.
What would satisfy you more? Like if I just talked about it more often? Because I talk about it regular. Most incel streams, I end by talking also about like women, because like in all of this like men's health advocacy stuff that I do, I'm not willing to throw women under the bus or like build into this like misogyny arc. Like I don't want to be just pearly things where I'm just being like, yeah, aren't women trash? I don't want to do that, because I think like people are missing out on the big part, which like women aren't trash. Like the feminine thing is great. Having people who are just like kind and empathetic is fucking based, by the way, right? So like what more? I don't know what else I could do.
Oh, can I be an asshole for a second? Erudite, can't you see, like, personality-wise, if I asked you, would you say that throughout the entirety of your life, you've occupied masculine and feminine spaces perhaps a little bit more adeptly than other people around you?
My entire life, I spent basically holistically rejected from the church and from my space because I wasn't a woman that was like willing to be quiet, be passive, and be meek. I was very aggressive, very dominant, and tended to like wanted to fight people. So like I've spent my whole life not fitting into the box ever. So like I think maybe now I do in this fucking space. That's nice.
But I'm saying, do you feel adept at fitting into both as an adult?
No, I really do struggle. Like I'm way better. Most of my friends are women and stuff, but I've always struggled a little bit with the feminine space for sure. Because I don't find it as like my interests tend to fall more into the masculine spaces.
But
Pearly is a pick-me, to be honest. I ain't got no issues with people saying that. I ain't got no issues. My thing is, I personally wouldn't say it because I think it does imply that her positions are not her own. I think she could legitimately just have those positions, but I'm not mad at it.
Read on the community, because I feel like, dude, fucking my first exposure to DGG was, I think like trying to keep Destiny's finger off the trigger and saying that Katarana was trying to do some Game of Thrones shit to Prime Kai and Dylan Burns or something like that, right? Now, I did receive like some response of people calling me a simp or whatever the fuck, and like some people were really schizo about it. It was literally like two people out of thousands, and I feel like Anybody could have been saying the things, Lav, that you were saying, and been a man, been the biggest, strongest, burliest, most chiseled man, and there would like chat would still be rife with Pepe W's and Omega Lols and people calling them dumb fucks because it happens all the time.
No, that's
to the same extent.
listen. I've been online for 6 years. I've built up a plentiful platform. This is like the first time I'm coming in with like nothing. I'm building from the ground up. But I've had a platform for a very long time. I understand online hate. I understand all of it.
But this is not like other spaces you've been to.
So
is what I'm
something I will submit. I agree with Supreme here. Something I will submit though is that people will make jokes about Lav being a woman, but they wouldn't make the same jokes about Sneeko being a man. Well, Sneeko does get some, but not the same amount, right? I think we could probably agree with that, right? Like, Lav is a dumb woman and stuff like that. Comments are probably going to be more, like, prevalent than, like, Sneeko being a dumb incel, right? That's probably true. And so what it's going to feel like as a woman, that's what it's going to look like, and what it's going to smell like as a woman, or even looking at it externally as a man, is that she's getting more hate being a woman because she is getting more hate for being a woman than Sneeko is getting for being a man. But I think the hate is probably pretty damn similar. I personally do. You understand? So instead of Sneeko, you're a dumb idiot, it's going to be, you know, Lav, you're a dumb woman. You get me? I think that's going to happen more. But I think the hate is similar. I think it is, personally.
Dang. So specifically,
sure.
If you're...
But also I think that what people are grouping me in with the exact same energy that Max had towards Steven.
I don't think people are.
No, they are.
Okay. Also, real quick, you guys are finishing your shit, and I gotta leave. Okay, it's fucking 10:24. Go ahead.
No, they are. I think that I can have criticisms about the way that, I
People
go on the
rinse
subreddit and
Sneeko for real. People cooked that guy's whole career. That guy was memed into oblivion by every single person that spoke. They were all like, this guy's a fucking moron that doesn't take advice from individuals in private. He did it to himself. Bye, bitch. Bye, Felicia. That's what they said to Sneeko. That's it. Dude did it to himself. Hold that L. Don't care. Ratio. Bye. That cooked his whole fucking existence. His public reputation. Like, why not to Lav? Unironically. Why not take the ABBA route to Lav? And just be like, L plus ratio, you don't learn from your mistakes. Bye. See ya.
there were like 70 posts a day about having like
because you were showing up a lot and because of
no.
you
Let me finish. Let me finish. I've already fucking said
they
this
were doing
a
that about
billion
for
times.
Max too. He's not
There
a
is
woman.
no. Oh my god, they were not doing it at the same rate for Max,
For
and it was not spoken in.
Max? Oh, that's you know what's funny? Max and her disagree on this because when Max was talking, I believe, to Destiny, he said that he had a unique amount of posts compared to anybody else at the time. But now she's saying she had a unique amount of posts compared to anybody at the time. I do believe that Lav had a lot of posts about her. I'm not actually in the Reddit though. I don't know. So I can't actually really have an opinion. I was just guessing that probably Lav has a lot of posts. But I think it's interesting that her favorite DGG orbiter is her favorite Destiny orbiter literally disagrees with her.
The same fucking way. I can deal with criticism. I like.
Destiny said yesterday you could go to the shooting range with him if you want. Oh, please don't tell somebody. Man, you niggas didn't send that to him, right? Oh man, I feel cringe about that. No, I'm not going now. It feels like that's a pity thing now. No, I ain't doing that. Are you joking? Fuck, no, I can't do that. Are you joking? No shot. You don't get invited, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't get invited because I am feeling the type of way about like not going to the shooting range or whatever. Not specifically with Steven, just in general. And then somebody sends it to him, and he's like, oh, you can go. Nah, I'm not doing that. That shit. Nah. He's an adult. He invited who he wanted to invite. It is what it is.
Criticism. I read the subreddit for a reason. I take the criticism.
Doing that.
What was the difference?
Your chat is snitches? No, I don't want that. I don't want that business. All right. No. I don't want that business. He invited who he wanted to invite. It was what it was. We'll leave it at who he wanted to invite. And I'm not trying to say that as if like I don't think his invitation was genuine. This is a pure me thing. I think Destiny genuinely would not have invited me, even in passing, if he wasn't genuine about it. I can't. In the back of it'll just be haunting me in the back of my mind in whatever shit. It's just me. I don't want to go under those circumstances. I don't want to go.
Guys,
you're looking way too far. Ask Wicked Supreme or IRI or Booksmarts, and probably Chud Logic will even vouch for this. I overthink everything. So yeah, that's in my MO, but I just can't do it. I overthink everything, but that's the way that it is. That's the way I am.
Let her finish, please.
I take the criticism and I apply it. It's a difference when you go on and everyone's just saying, oh, like people only listen to her or Steven only has her on because he wants to fuck her. That is so different than anything that has ever been said about any man in the fucking space, even though Steven goes both ways.
Stop. Has Steven had anything? Hold on. Has Steven had anything to do with that though?
No, and I
you don't think okay? We have an emote in DGG. It's called Nathan W. Like Steven has built a reputation for himself that that has nothing to do with you necessarily.
No,
I shouldn't say it has nothing to do with you.
And I never said it was unique. And I never said it was unique to me.
Nathan W.
I think it's unique in the way that it is played
Commenting
out.
on Steven's tendencies and like motivations based on a history of his conduct and maybe like conversations.
Jesus Christ, you make me sound like a fucking rapist.
Not that I'm saying that they have like a ton of merit or whatever, but it's a community meme because of
Stop.
You know,
Okay,
history of your life or whatever, right?
Sure. I don't care if it's a meme. That's like
I'm saying it's because of Steven. It's not because of.
I agree with Supreme's point here. I think Supreme's point is absolutely understandable. That Steven does have a unique reputation with being like the perspective that he is always after women to sleep with them. I don't like it. I don't like perpetuating it in a similar way that I don't like to talk about thou who should not be named, because it fucks with his real life relationships, and I take that seriously. And even of people I hate, I don't like fucking with people's real life relationships, because at that point I feel like I'm content scold and shit, and it goes beyond what I consider to be the material, which is arguments, positions, and to some degree somebody's public credibility. I think that's when we're just getting into, I want to fuck with you as a person, and I want to make sure that you have a hard time living your life even when you clock out a stream. That is some insidious business. I don't like perpetuating that or even really entertaining that argument. I think it's just childish to do that to another person, so I don't like doing that. But yeah, so that's my perspective on it. Is I don't want to comment on it. That's not something I want to talk about. It's not something I'm interested in at all. I don't care what Destiny really does in his free time unless it's material to his arguments. Like if Destiny is going through and genuinely being transphobic in his day-to-day life, then I care. But like, for the most part, I don't care.
Tell him he's minimizing.
I mean, I do agree with Lab. Like,
that's not a good meme. It shouldn't exist.
True.
I think like Lab, for example, like if you point at the community when you're talking about the community at large, I think that there is this bias that's going on. This is why, for example, when you point to like the response that like people have had to Lauren Southern versus Nick Fuentes, a lot of people don't like Nick Fuentes, but there's a lot of like he's so cute. Whereas like overall, like even when people give Lauren credit, it feels like they don't give her nearly enough credit that like she probably deserves a lot of the time.
I have the exact opposite read of this. I think people by and large respect Lauren more than they respect Nick Fuentes in this community personally. That's my
I think that's true, right? What Supreme said was just true, right? I know I respect Lauren more than I do Nick Fuentes. I think that's true, isn't it?
Like, listen,
I think that's ridiculous.
I'm not talking
ridiculous. Hold on. You can say it's not true, but to say it's ridiculous, I don't know.
But
like Lauren, like Nick Fuentes had chicken and waffles with Destiny. Lauren played League. That that is like the chicken and waffles of chicken and waffles. Am I wrong? Like, that is, like, that's a blood oath. Am I, like, come on.
Whether they respect them. I would agree that they probably respect Lauren's actual positions more because she's more moderated in general. But what I'm saying is when you look at, for example, the subreddits, not just DGG, by the way.
Her positions, her conduct as well.
Yes. What I'm saying
they view
is
her
that
more
when you
favorably?
No, they view Nick Fuentes more favorably, for
No,
sure.
I guess
Based
my
on
read
who
the
he is compared to Lauren Southern.
No, I think it's the other way around, personally.
I think for these two characters, I think a lot of it has had to do with their actual actions. Because, like, people roasted Lauren a lot.
We like Nick as a meme, but we respect Lauren way more. Okay.
Over her.
If the argument that Erudite is making, argument Erudite is making, I'm far more palatable to than the argument Lav is making, just that Lauren Southern is less respected, and it's ridiculous to imply otherwise, than Nick Fuentes. But the argument Erudite is making is if Lauren Southern was making the same arguments that Nick Fuentes was, Nick Fuentes would be seen more favorably. That could be true, certainly. I don't know, though. I don't know for sure, especially with Lauren Southern being considered an attractive woman. I don't know. But you could say that that's still sexist because, like, they're pulling punches because she's an attractive woman. I think overall, I'd have to see it, but I'm definitely open to Lauren Southern getting a worse treatment under that circumstance.
Fucking excursions in the Mediterranean, and people roasted Nick a lot for his like January 6th shit and the other questionable Nazi shit. Like, I feel like these two people have been like, that. Like I think. I don't want to talk about this too. I think that most of the sexism that we have now in the community, it comes in the form of either benevolent sexism or like this type of just kind of like weird, like ironic sexism that's still sexism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's the issue, right? Like, there's the gloves off sexism, which is just like
misogyny in effect. But I think when we're talking about misogyny in the community, I think the conversation is meant to sort of indicate intention or some underlying distaste or disdain for women or something.
No, but that's the issue, is that it doesn't have to be intention. That's the fucking annoying part. So here are some. I'm banning everybody.
Ableism.
I don't know why there are 20 people here. Okay, hold on. This is the issue, okay? Here's the way that a lot of sexism shows up in my community that's fucking annoying, okay? And I don't know how to moderate against it because you can't. You guys just have to do it yourselves, okay? When a girl starts talking in a Discord, everybody can't be fucking virtually staring at this person waiting for her to open her mouth to say something. It's fucking weird, okay? The idea that when you go into a Discord and you start talking and you're a woman and you know you're gonna get at least 2 DMs from guys that are trying to hit on you afterwards and they'll do it in the most innocuous way, that can't happen, okay? This is the type of behavior that happens that isn't really sexist.
I agree. But also, I do not want to hear it, that women struggle with dating. Am I right, boy? Listen, I agree, 100% based, but I do not want to hear it. I do not want to hear it, okay? None of it. Muted, isolated, lock and key. When you open your mouth and you are getting bombarded with DMs about people like, yo, I'll fly out. I do not want to hear that you are having trouble dating. I don't want to hear it. It's a bit of a joke. Just to lighten the mood, because what he's saying is true. That shit would be so fucking annoying. That shit would be unbelievably annoying. Now, listen. If you're a dude, I could understand you being in my position where it's like, damn, I'd kill for that kind of attention. Especially if you're an insecure dude like me growing up. I literally would have been blackpilled by this shit, right? Where it's like, dude, I would have killed for this kind of attention. I would have died. I would have sold my soul and my brother's soul for that kind of attention, right? Never heard of it, never seen it in my life. I think we can understand that shit would get annoying real quick. I think we can. That no matter, like, what way you engage with some group of people, you're worried that they might just be there to hit on you or whatever, and they don't actually care about the shit that you're saying. They don't care about the, like, you can't have those kinds of genuine relationships on Discord that, you know, the boys have, where, like, you earn your keep. People genuinely like you for you. You always have this invasive thought in the back of your mind, maybe the only reason they like me is because I am a woman. That shit would get annoying. Not to mention the, like, pestering and the simping, like Sneeko, unironically. shit like what Sneeko did, that shit would get annoying. Like, Sneeko is a perfect example of that happening earlier in this very call. Where it's just like, hey, Lav, can you turn on your camera? What do you, I just want to know what you're wearing. It's like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, dude. Just be normal like any of the other people inside of this call right now. And just fucking call her stupid. Just call her dumb, bro. Like, I don't know what to say, dude. I go too hard on Lav. She's not that dumb.
You can't really call it out, and you can't really say that somebody's doing something wrong. They're not really breaking any rules, but it's this type of behavior that happens and happens and happens and kind of like pushes women out of communities.
Yeah,
because as soon as they join, they feel like fucking freak shows.
VOD,
like that's the type of shit that needs to be pushed out against. Not people saying like, oh, you're a cunt, you're a bitch, or whatever.
If you want to see Sneeko saying that, it's very easy to find. You can just scrub back in this VOD right now until you see Sneeko. Sneeko's only in for like 20 minutes, and that's pretty much his whole contribution. For the 20 minutes Sneeko's in the talk, he's pretty much just trying to tell Lav to turn on her cam because he wants to see what outfit she's wearing, and he asked her about her relationship status, and then coincidentally left right after getting a response that she's engaged.
Okay, hold on. I just want to reply because I haven't had a chance to speak. I just want to say, Steven, to your point.
I'm the woman. Let me speak.
And I'm the black man. I want to speak on this too.
He stop, Lav. He outranks you right here. There's more women than black people in here. Go. Real quick, Abba, go.
I was going to say, I understand what you're talking about, Steven, but I think the outcome that you want is one that is not humanly possible. In communities this large, where you have this many men and women, it's just like having a workplace and having an anti-fraternization policy. You can put it in place, you can legislate against it, but the fact is, people are going to flirt, and they're going to make jabs, and they're going to make approaches at people they're around as often as possible. Well, I'm not saying it's going to be true for all people, but with a community as big as this one, I think it is virtually impossible to have it set up this way, and then have people not be approached or not be DM'd often.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But the problem is that I don't have a problem with people like flirting, or I don't have a problem with people doing whatever. The problem that you're running into are like Discord
Anis, no, I didn't.
and princesses.
Wait, Anis, could you link those? Can you DM those to me or something? I don't think you can link them in chat. Those were disgusting. Disgusting, you say. I don't know how Destiny didn't permaban him off platforms. Link him. Because I think I'm cool with Fancy Sloth, I think, so link him.
The problem is that people, there are so few.
I'm gonna send you my my Twitch shit. Are you on my Twitch channel? Like, do you have my Twitch channel? Do you have whatever shit? You can DM it to me on Twitch, or actually, hold up, just go to my Discord and DM it to me on Discord. Somebody link my Discord. My Discord should be inside of the description. DM it to me on Discord. That'll be easier.
Women in the space that they're treated so differently. You're obviously never going to be able to stop flirting or all of that completely, but if the space was more women and more men together, then the creepy behavior would go down because women wouldn't be such a fucking novelty. Like, there is a phenomenon.
I disagree. As much as I love go down a little bit, but listen, if I've learned anything as being a young man in school with a roughly 50-50 men versus women, that does not happen. You can have 50-50 men versus women. If there is a single dude, he's shooting 10 shots at the 10 women in that class. You know, that's no. Maybe not IRL, but online, 100%. You get 1,000 dudes and 1,000 chicks inside of a Discord. 500 of those dudes are single. That's 500 dudes that are shooting a shot at just about every woman in that Discord. That's honest. This is part of the thing that I push back on about people who talk about Tinder being like disproportionately men versus women, and that the problem would be a lot better if no, it wouldn't. You're assuming a 1-to-1 pairing off. That's what you're assuming. You're wrong. Like that's the assumption. Like when people say, well, Tinder, the reason why Tinder's so fucked is because there's less women and women could be more picky. Bullshit. The reason why is because one dude can interact with like 30 women at a time. That's the reason why. I know this because I know several dudes who are. So like I love Allah bless my Chad brother. I have 2 Chad brothers, all right, now 3. All right? And one of them is a brother, all right? One of them's black. God bless you. And I know how the other half lives. And it is 100 women a year. Literally 100. I've seen the DMs. I am not joking. Like 100 women a year this dude is sleeping with. Like once every 3 fucking days if he wants to, right? That's how that shit works. It doesn't matter if it's 50-50. What matters is how many people are individual people willing to interact with and engage with. That's what matters, right? Is the slice of the pie, okay? That's what matters. Stop the cap. On God, I am going to tell this guy to give me proof and just like black out the shit. I want to show everybody how the other half lives. I want to show you. Granted, this guy is like just short of being a Giga Chad though. So keep that in mind. Like he is not like the exception. It makes sense. He is one of the most desirable men that exist in my age range. He's got a house, he's got a job, a great job, makes more than most grown-ass men. He's got a car, he's completely independent, he's got a respectable job, he's a cop, and shit like that. Like he's got it completely made. Completely made.
And I've seen it happen firsthand. And I don't know if this happens in every Discord, but in any Discord that I've ever casually wandered into, there is this phenomenon where every Discord has like these 1 or 2 queens. But when they start talking, they've got like 3 or 4 male defenders who are like harping on every single word, where people treat them differently, where they literally have like this kingly fucking status. And it happens because there's so few women. So all I'm saying is like if we can increase the amount of women, the creepy behavior will kind of decrease because they're not going to be such a novelty. That's
no, you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen?
Adam, please preach. Please preach to these brothers. No pun intended. Please, Abba, I am channeling the power of our black energies together. Please. Darius, oh no, he's still in here. Channel it with me.
You know what's going to happen? This is literally what's going to happen. There's going to be women who are going to rise to the top, and they're going to still be treated as queens, and there's going to be the ones below them who are not going to get that special treatment. The kind of thing you're describing is not...
And I'm not going to get that special treatment? I don't know. This one's beyond me. I don't know if I agree with this. I don't know if I agree with it. Nah, I don't know. He could be right, but that's not my idea right now.
Not disappear because there's less women or there's more women. What you're describing is literally natural selective behavior in regards to how mating strategies work. People are trying to curry favor from these women because deep down inside they need that validation or they want that validation from the opposite sex. Okay, so what you're seeing... Well, okay.
The issue
I understand with what you're saying. I understand. Hold on, wait. Hold on, because I don't know much time.
Yes, this is how it works. I don't know. I feel like there'd be a lot of dudes in Discord that would look at the chicks who are getting no attention and go for them. I mean, that's literally how it works in like real life. Like, there's chicks who get distinctly less attention, but then there's dudes that like want a quick fuck or some shit that'll like go up to those chicks that are getting less attention.
Trigger me though. Okay,
I'm out of here.
I understand. Okay, I understand what you're saying, Abba. Okay, there's going to be some different way that men treat women. Okay, but a woman that walks into a high school class with 50-50 male and female is going to be treated a lot differently than a woman that walks into a comp sci class with 95% men. That's what I'm saying. I want to get to the.
I don't know. It depends on what he means by a lot differently. I know what he means in the capacity of like, there will be different environments, 100%. The uggos don't get the special treatment. Well, what is the special treatment? Because I don't agree with this. Like, attention, DMs, that's cap. You're meaning to tell me there's chicks inside of the Discord in a 50-50 Discord that are considered the uggos that won't get any DMs. By the fact that they don't get DMs, they will get DMs. 100%. There will be some dudes that, like Destiny are talking about, are so desperate for validation that they will even talk to the uggos and give them DMs because they think that nobody else is giving them DMs. 100% that will happen. But if what we're talking about is they'll only pretty much get the pity DMs or they like, I need quick validation DMs, then yeah. Because men and women are very similar in that capacity. Like, you know, the women that download Tinder only for validation. You're meaning to tell me if guys couldn't do that, they wouldn't? I wasn't born yesterday. 100%. If guys could do that, they would do the exact same thing.
50-50 treatment where, yeah, there are still some creepy guys, and yeah, guys still simp over girls, and yeah, there's still people hitting each other. That's fine. I just don't want it to be such a fucking novelty where you have the literal, actual fucking queens where every single woman is like hit on, flirted with.
That's cap, bro. You don't think that the uggos are gonna get DM'd at all? I don't think they're gonna get dates, but I think they're gonna get DM'd 100% for quick validation for those dudes. Yeah, 100%.
And seen as this like rare novel thing. That's what I want.
I 100% would. I literally would have and kind of did when I was younger, not with DMs, but with IRL talking to women. When I saw women in my school, which was very 50-50 growing up, when I saw women that were not getting very much attention, I wanted validation. I would try to talk to those women. I was unsuccessful because I was a social fucking weirdo, but that's what happened. And there were other guys like me. That's what happened.
There's always gonna be some level of awkwardness.
Yeah, and I one way
just throw in, if I could just throw in, there's kind of two prongs of sexism that are getting tackled. So like Steven's talking about like the like negative part of it, of like women being like dismissed and a bit of the queen, but there's this other thing that happens on the other side, which essentially like women are asking for basically like all of the respect but want none of the responsibility. That's why like we do have kind of the meme of being like, I said this really terrible thing about a man, teehee ooh oopsie, right? And it's like that's a problem. And so like I don't know how to fix this.
Hey,
I don't know if like banning just
somewhere,
misogynistic jokes is like going to be the solution necessarily either, because there's these two layers of sexism going on, which is both undercutting us if we like fuck up, right, and dismissing us, but then there's this also thing where we're lauding and basically we get to say whatever we want and we have all of the respect but no responsibility with it. So there's like two edges going on.
So, what if women are just like that? Because you can't prescribe anything like serious, like a moderation thing or like a bannable offense thing. This is why. This was my gripe with Steven, was when I was talking about, okay, because you can't do anything like actionable in like a big way, you can start to move the cultural conversation. You can start to, stop calling me a dumb bitch on stream. You can do all these things. Or even like when Sneeko comes in and is like, what are you wearing? You guys reacted perfectly to that. Be like, okay, dude, what the fuck? Like, those are things that you can do to mitigate the risk in your community. You don't need a huge actionable ban.
But then we have to attack you when you say dumb fuck things. We have to do both. If we're going to say that we're protecting you from all this, I also have to be like, stop saying dumb fuck shit.
Then call me a retard.
Based. Ableism, yes.
You calling me a dumb bitch?
Rem, no, that's worse. No, you stop them. Rem is like, no, please. My one thing I'm trying to shit on DGG for years keeps coming back.
Calling me a dumb bitch different than saying retard. It just is.
Okay, hold on. If you want to make that rule, Lab, that's fine. But you, Lab, if you want to make that rule, that's fine. But you can never say bitch in here ever again, ever, to anybody.
Well,
I disagree.
I don't care if you're a woman.
I don't count as a woman. I don't count as a woman.
Hold on, listen, Abba has gone this entire time without saying the N-word.
Abba call you the N-word?
Abba has gone this entire time. No, unironically, hold on. Unironically, if racism was a problem with Discord, I have no problem with that, because you know what? Fuck black people that say that they can say the N-word all the fucking time they want, blah, 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 and it's bad if anybody else says it, okay? So if that was a huge problem in the community, I would say it. I would say no N-words at all, period.
Since then, I haven't called anyone a bitch. I'd like to say, because I think that was apt criticism. I think that was apt criticism.
Also, it's just completely different, because how often people use the word nigga as a derogatory term, it's so not often. It's like they'll usually just say bitch ass nigga if they're gonna say anything, and the more of the derogatory nature comes from bitch ass. Nigga is a very neutral or very camaraderie based term, 100% in most circumstances. However, the hard R, that's something else. I would never let a black person get away with saying the hard R towards another black person. That's inappropriate. So when she uses bitch as a derogatory term towards another woman, I mean, I'm not going to let you get away with that. That's not how the word works. You can't compare that to the N-word. Yeah, you just can't do that.
I don't think that we should use gendered terms like
that's
that.
Fine. Neutral, you say. Yeah, I do. Cool. It's the equivalent of dude, really? Yeah, it really is.
We can target disabilities.
No one is. See, the goat is testing moderation. Did you watch Kanye on Lex? He says the hard R like 10 times. I didn't.
Talking about ableism here. We're all ableist here, okay?
Okay. Wait a minute. I think in this case,
you need to fucking timestamp that.
Everyone's speaking. Hold on. Everyone's speaking at the same time.
Let's open it up to the floor.
Wait,
I'm going to fucking eat
you guys
your
love
arm.
to do this.
Lav, you talk like 80% of the fucking time.
Yeah,
No,
that is
I
true.
don't.
Yes, you do. You do. Stardust,
No,
Stardust, go
I
ahead.
don't.
LGBTQ plus POS Discord growing over decades allows for more LGBTQ plus to join the argument. This is a very similar thing. 30 years ago, there were no pride flags. What does POS after LGBTQ plus mean? I don't know. What is that? Thank you for the 5, though.
Okay, so I honestly, I think that misogyny is fine as long as I can like make jokes about men too. But the thing is that we have like misogyny jokes are like totally fine in this sphere. But as soon as I make a joke about a dude, everybody in my chat's like, "Oh my God, Stardust, how could you do that? Oh my God!" And
one false allegation.
Well, no,
Stop!
I mean,
What the fuck? Why, Lev? What are you doing? This is like the equivalent of me just walking up to Lav as soon as she opens her mouth and said, haha, you did porn and you regret it. Like, what the fuck, dude? Chill. The fuck? She was just talking about something else. What the fuck are you talking about?
Lav, shut up.
Lav, I will own up that was
We're not relitigating your personal shit. Go.
Yes,
Between you two.
Yeah.
Go.
Move on.
Yeah, I don't think we give a fuck.
Go.
Stardust, I just think it's that your jokes about men aren't that good. I saw you on Twitter. You look familiar now. You tweeted like,
yeah,
why don't you just put your tits out? Why don't you just be a
tweeted about you having
person?
your tits out. I thought it was hilarious. My chat thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
but anyways,
nobody else did. That's why it doesn't really.
I think Stardust is like funny and like wacky and goofy, and I think that's like a thing that people really
Wacky and
value
goofy?
in Stardust.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Sneeko, some
Why
people...
is he critiquing people for being wacky and goofy when this dumb nigga just tried to simp on live and then comes back smoking a fucking cigar? Who the fuck are you to criticize people? Nigga, your whole shit is wacky and goofy. You got your whole personality from Andrew Tate. The fuck?
Watch you and think you're juvenile in your humor. Everyone's got different sensibilities.
I love that one.
35 in Discord.
I think that it's funny to comment on dudes having their nips out on stream, okay? I think that's funny, but people are like, oh no, Stardust, how could you do that? Oh no. And it's like, okay, I'm fine with you all calling me a dumb bitch. I just want to have the same ability to call you all a bunch of dumb bitches too.
Facts. I'm sure. Yeah, I think Sneeko's at his funniest when he's doing his Tate impression with the cigar. I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite Sneeko.
I do talk about deporting men too, you know, so I think that's funny too. But
deporting men to where?
I don't know. I think men, like, I do the whole like men commit a disproportionate amount of violent crimes, so we should just get rid of them. Blah blah blah. You know, that kind of thing. So.
The thing that frustrates me about you, Lav, is that you'll come here and make some pretty good arguments against.
So if I was in the room with Stardust, I think part of the reason why I would think there's a lot of dudes that get upset at her for making jokes like that is because there's like a fair amount of women that they see that are not joking at all. They're like not joking about this shit. They're pretty serious about man hating and shit like that. And with the rise of like Andrew Tate enjoyers and shit like that, and it's, you know, to a degree, fresh and fit enjoyers. I think the rise of like individual men, like not like, or like genuinely being serious about hating or disrespecting women is like there too. But I think that men have just been inoculated into a culture of a lot of women just saying that and genuinely being serious. So that would be why I would think she would get a disproportionate reaction, or one of the reasons why, of course, beyond the fact that, yeah, there is just going to be a lot of defensive dudes about that.
The way that the community is moderated and how we basically allow, you know, shallow sexism to persist, and then you completely throw away all of your credibility and seemingly good intentions by saying, well, I don't give a shit about disabled people. We can say retard all we want.
Because she's right, but
all right, Rem, you've hit your note, and now it doesn't need to be said again.
Destiny, I just want to ask you one question. Earlier, you were talking about the fact that if you get a good ratio in regards to men and women in the space, that you'll be able to remove this kind of yes queen phenomenon. Correct?
I didn't say remove it, but it would get better. Yeah.
Okay, so my question to you is, do you not feel, maybe I'm not aware of this, but outside of like the hyper-feminist Hassan types who just cater and pander and bend over for ladies all the time, what male-oriented...
Listen, I would agree with what Abba just said, but Hassan had an absolute point, and I always like to give Hassan W's because they're rare. And genuinely, I feel like I get heat for this. I don't think he is bad faith or a grifter. I think he's just dumb. So I think he can change. When I call somebody dumb, I'm not talking about they're incapable of learning. What I mean is that they don't have the knowledge base to speak on the things that I feel like they do. That's what I'm referring to. So I think Hassan is very dumb. I think he hasn't thought about what he talks about enough. I think he's capable of doing it. He's just not doing it because he has no incentive to do it. In fact, he has a counter incentive to do it. Obviously all of the money that he's making is really deep on that. But anyway, yeah, Hassan had a W recently where he kind of shit on women for having a specific take about dating.
But just what male streamer do you know that engages in these kind of political spheres that gets a fan base that is as that hits the ratio that you're describing?
None.
Okay, so I'm asking you, streamer do you know that engages in these kind of political spheres that gets a fan base that is as that hits the ratio that you're describing?
None.
Okay, so I'm asking you, how do you see yourself ever creating that world?
Because I've already been a trendsetter on a lot of things. Nobody my size, my space, was able to grow a trans community before I did. I probably have more fucking trans people right now than any other fucking person on the platform. Jesus Christ. Okay, these motherfuckers are lurking everywhere. Okay, I've got so many Alarias and all the names that trans people pick in my fucking Discord. I think like half my fucking Discord moderation staff are trans women. Okay, I got a ton of them on my community. Okay, I was also literally the first
trans women are based moderators.
Streamer in 2013. You can find the article on my fucking website where I said I'm not going to say faggot anymore. I was the first one that did.
Allah.
That like 5 years before Twitch made it a fucking rule, and I had a community that didn't engage in that type of language before any other large streamer did. And I think that I'm not. Yeah, retard. Come back in 2025, okay? I have a huge community. I have the ability to be a trendsetter, and this is one of the things that I want to trendset on, and I think I can do it. I believe in my ability to bring more women into the space. I've got a lot of women that talk to me and say like, hey, if only this would change or that would change, this would be cool or whatever. It's like, okay, cool, we can do that. I think I can change that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I
think it's possible.
pass.
If you think you
I actually have a question. I have a question about this. So for instance, like we're catering to a lot of folks like Lauren Southern or to Erudite, who already have the vernacular and aptitude to be in this space and throw some elbows, take names, all that kind of stuff. But what you're talking about as a project is going to involve making the space more like hospitable to people like Lav, who might have stereotypically more like feminine traits. So, are you not going to absolutely alter the fucking debate space by making it less
Brittany Simon is
abrasive?
the perfect.
Hold on, wait. You didn't even finish this. Wait, Jesus, fuck. Let him finish his. What did you say? Are you going to alter
I was
the
just
debate
going to
space?
say, are you not going to change the dynamic of the space because it's going to be infinitely less abrasive, which is part of what people find attractive about it in the first place?
I think that women can deal with abrasion, and it's going to be like slightly fewer women because of the general trend.
Let me put it this way. I don't know why Destiny is getting so many questions about this. It's literally this simple. It's a hard thing to do. Not sure it's possible. If Destiny wants to do it, he's fine to do it. And to try, I think he'll probably fail. I don't think there's any way you can have, especially this type of content, have a 50-50 man to woman ratio. I don't think it's possible. I don't think that's something you can do. Nah. Especially if somebody like Hassan still has, like, Hassan with the most hype, like Abba was talking about, hyper feminist, plus he's an incredibly attractive man. Like, so you just get the women simps in there as well, who don't even really believe in what he's saying. If Hassan has, like, what, doesn't he have like a 85-15 or something? There's no way you're gonna get anywhere close to a 50. It's not even worth entertaining the idea of that being possible. But I think Destiny's argument would be like, you shoot for the stars, and then, you know, if you land on the moon, at least you're pushing a little bit closer. Hassan is not that attractive. You're telling me, man. I don't know. I don't find Hassan specifically attractive. Like, he has decent facial hair, and his eyebrows are decent, I guess. But people find him really hot. So I'm just trying to fit him in with how I operate with shit. I'm not attracted to men, so what I do is I take what women say, and then I try and apply that to, like, what is hot, and I'm kind of feeling it out. You know what I'm saying?
Like what women prefer, but right now there are a lot of things. I used to think that like women don't like debate spaces because they probably aren't as into politics as much as men, and they probably don't like combative like conversation styles as much as men.
Redley's audience is 70-30 Volso gang. With how often I talk about gender issues and shit, I probably have like scared most of the women away. It would surprise me if there's I have 475 people in here. It would surprise me if there's 15 women.
Both of those things are true, but there's a lot of stuff that exists right now about like my space that has nothing to do with that. And so like one of the things is guys sending creepy DMs to women every single time they're in the Discord. Another thing might be like guys obsessing over women talking in voice chat every single time they're in Discord. One thing might be like people.
Why wasn't I sent those fancy sloth DMs?
Like fucking Sneeko, who go too hard on women to prove that they're not simps. Like that's another form of like stuff that happens. Like there's all sorts of stuff like this that I think if it's removed from my Discord, more women will show up. I don't expect it to be fucking 50-50, okay? But I don't want it to be like one woman for every 250 guys. That's the only, like, that's the dream.
Okay. 90-10, 80-20.
Also because like, here's like another thing too, and I got this a lot when I did my canvassing stuff. When I did my canvassing in real life, people showed up.
You're offline on Discord, Domi? Well, I'm not logged in on this computer to Discord. You could DM me while offline. What do you mean?
Every single time somebody said that, they said, oh my fucking God, how the fuck did you get so many men to show up for canvassing? Traditionally speaking, when it comes to charity and like canvassing and political work, it's like 95% women in those spaces, always. So they are politically involved in some areas, you just don't see it online as much. But I don't think it's just because it's ultra combative. I think it's because of the creepiness that like persists in these communities because they're so heavily male dominated. Sorry.
Okay. I did want to offer like other examples of other women creators in this space that I don't think, like, I think Brittany Simon is a good example. I wanted to bring her up earlier. And I do want to talk about Stardust and like Stardust dynamic, if you don't mind, Stardust. But like these are people that exhibit other tendencies other than being like hardcore,
MKX,
super
link
rigid
me that
sort
tomorrow.
of debaters or intellectuals or something like that.
Can you DM it to me on Discord?
And aren't criticized. You don't see like Reddit threads filled with hate for these people that are
Brittany had
actions.
Brittany was I think Brittany was like the best example of like the sexism in my community. That was an unbelievable, just unreal.
Okay, you may have a better read on this, but my perception of that was like largely tied into her like bubble system and her level system, and it was substantial.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was
she had a bubble system and a level system that was people could criticize, but I'll stand by this till the day I die. 95% of the insane amount of vitriolic criticism that Brittany got revolved around the fact that she was a woman. If she was a guy, people wouldn't have cared anywhere near as much. It was unbelievable.
Okay, yeah, I guess I missed a lot of that criticism. I feel like right now Brittany Simon could join this call and it would feel natural. And
yeah, but that's because Brittany is, for as fucking stupid as my fucking community is, Brittany is an incredibly mature person when it comes to handling herself and online stuff. When Brittany started to get hate from the community, she didn't post, she didn't argue about it, she just like chilled, saw him, she pulled back a little bit, and then she came back and everything is like generally chill because that's how internet communities go.
From
that's
Destiny, I can't make a claim. I was shitting on Brittany pretty relentlessly for that level system, but I was shitting on her in the same way that I was shitting on Sneeko, where she's acting like a 15-year-old when she's 30. At least Sneeko is 23, I guess. She was acting like a 15-year-old when she was 30, talking about the bubbles and the level system as if she had made some profound discovery when like every single person who passes the age of 13 has thought of that shit. And yeah, I was just like, what are you doing? You're a 30-year-old woman, act like it. So yeah.
How you have to like buy your respect in after a while. Lauren Southern arguably did the same thing. I think they were posting like, where's Lauren at or whatever. Because like when she engages with my community, she's not like on the subreddit fighting them. She's like, some of them hate me, some of them are assholes. I don't give a fuck. She moves back, she comes back, and things are generally okay. Like I think that when people engage and disengage and re-engage in this way, it's okay.
And it's also a reflection, or at the very least, I think that stuff is supported by your engagement with these creators as well. Like, you don't make it weird, the community.
True, but even like my ironic sexism jokes, like I think are play into it as much because like I make ironic sexism jokes, but I'm not sexist, but a lot of people make the jokes and they are sexist. Like when people say over and over and over and over again, like, oh, I love women on every single fucking, by the way, if you put our sub now, I permaban you for saying that now, or it's at least a 7-day ban when you say that. So any of that shit like, oh, this person makes me love women so much. Oh. Like, okay, dude, like, yeah, you get banned. And I see those comments pop up everywhere, and it's basically just another way of saying like, look at this bitch cunt. It's the same exact same thing. It's just like shielded now under some like weird fucking euphemism. Sorry.
Well, I think the idea is more like they want to criticize this person, but they're afraid of being called a misogynist.
No, but Dom, good. If you hold on, if you feel that way in my community, that you're afraid to criticize a woman because you're gonna get banned, then I want you right now to shut my stream off and go the fuck away forever because you're so fucking retarded. I don't want you anywhere near any of my fucking content. I legitimately fucking hate you. Stop. Plenty of people can criticize women in my community, but if you start your criticism off with some shit like, I don't want to be called a fucking simp, so I'm gonna blah blah blah. I'm not even being sexist. Fuck you. There's plenty of people that fuck you in particular, but there's plenty of people that criticize women, okay?
In Supreme's defense, I actually agree with what he's saying. You are going on your anti-misogyny arc, and a lot of people are calling out misogyny when it isn't the case, like Lav, where she's actually just detestable in some situations.
Yeah, Lav is not moderating my subreddit, though. I don't care what she thinks is misogyny.
No, but I think sometimes when people are seeing these,
like, yeah, when people see the normalization of certain things being called misogynistic, even on, on a stream and shit, they're starting to wonder where the lines are, and they don't really know what they can say or what they can do. So they might end up, doing the infantilization memes. Well, you encourage infantilizing women when you do that. So that's kind of tough.
Kind of situations where they would otherwise be accused of misogyny for detesting someone validly, and then they get accused of misogyny for detesting her. Like, a lot of people have been given the moniker of misogyny for criticizing Lav openly, and I think that's quite unfair.
Wait, who, for me?
She has had a part in that, yes.
Okay, hold on. Just heads up. I'm the only person. This is my community. Max just learned this today. This is my community. I'm the only person whose opinion matters here. Okay, so if somebody else calls you misogynistic, who the fuck cares? No one cares. Well, unless the bear does or Forethought does. But like, no, if someone else calls you misogynistic, that's fine. Who do you think I called misogynistic that I haven't been right to call misogynistic? Do you think I've done this?
I think it's about you. I don't think.
No, hold on. It is about me. It's my community. I'm the one who decides who bans people.
Some real contention here. Let me fucking represent my point. Fuck's sake. I don't need your help, Alba. Thank you. Appreciate you. No, I think it's people worried about the fucking commentary that like your haters and like people that don't like you in your community, they'll make comments about how your community is misogynistic and they'll point to the fact that somebody criticized a woman. I don't think necessarily they're talking about you.
Yeah.
Or saying that they're afraid of you or Forethought or the bear or something.
I love women doesn't look the exact fucking same. It's in-group signaling.
Yes, hold on. It is. Hold on. We know that. I already said that. Why the fuck is there a fucking echo in here that sounds like a spoiled Jewish girl?
Because you didn't get it. Because you didn't fucking get it.
Hold on. Listen, if I don't care ever what an outside community says about my community, fuck them all to hell. And okay, I super don't care. So if other people want to look at my community and say they're misogynistic, that's fine. 9 times out of 10, it's some creepy lefty dude that's trying to rape a woman anyway. Okay, I don't give a fuck.
I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying when people make the like I love women Bing Chilling joke or whatever, I think they're responding to those people, not necessarily you. In a
no, you're okay. I understand what you're saying now. I just didn't realize how wrong you were. They're saying it as a way to say fuck women. That's what they mean when they say that. It's the joke.
No.
When a woman says something dumb, you're like, I love women. What you really want to say is this fucking woman. That's what you're saying. That's the joke. That is the joke.
No, I think they're saying this person is saying something worthy of criticism, but because there's this perception that you have a misogynistic space.
Yeah, I think both exist. You can't tell them apart, but I have literally done that exact thing that Supreme is talking about. I've literally done this before, dude. Where I feel like the heat is a little bit too high for me to say something twisted, for me to say something a little bit heinous, a little bit deviant about women. And so I love women. I love women so much, guys. Or a more common thing that I do, this one's a classic. I love being a man. Whenever a woman says something a little weird about a dude or implies something, I love being a man. Don't you guys love being a man? And the fact, like, in response to, like, the women that don't have to be drafted in Ukraine and they could just walk away, but the men are forced to. I love being a man so much. It's amazing. It's incredible. I love being a man. That shit happens all the time. Banned meme.
I'm afraid to say it because, like, for fear of,
For fear of what? I've never in my life banned. No one has gotten banned.
Stop. Not that they're afraid that you're going to do something that is going to, like, garner negative attention for you and your community, and that you're going to.
And I love women.
No one does this.
But hold on,
You must admit, most chatters in here wouldn't feel the same way about racist communities saying we love black people, especially a community that was recently cracked down on. In my chat room, I think they wouldn't care. 100%. I don't think they would. In my chat room, or in are you talking about in his? I don't know about Destiny's community. In my chat room, they would not care. That's some shit I say. 100%. Like for some dumb shit. 100%. Unless it's like Nick Fuentes. Like if Destiny, Destiny has done this just straight up, but like where some black nationalists will be like, yeah, I don't want to live with white people. And then when, like, they're confronted with a white nationalist, like, yeah, I don't want to live with black people. And they're like, no, you're racist, Destiny's like, I love black people. I love black people. Like, he's done that meme, like, once. I think I remember. I have no problem with people that do that at all. And the joke isn't supposed to be that you fucking hate black people or whatever. It's that it's kind of like a funny thing that if you say some of the shit about black people, it would come off to certain people as if it's bad. That's the joke. But I also agree with Destiny that there are some legitimately misogynistic people that will say, I love women, and the joke is supposed to be that, like, women are terrible, and you don't want to, like, say, like, I've done it before as well, where it's like, oh yeah, women suck at this, or whatever, and the joke is supposed to be that women are bad and stupid and haha for this one specific thing.
Never mind.
Forget
I said anything. Okay, thank you. Yes. Everybody forget what Supreme said. You're not going to get banned anywhere in my community for criticizing a woman.
I'm not saying they're worried about
no one is going to say you're sexist for criticizing a woman. No one does that either.
Are
Never mind.
you Allah? Lav is literally doing it in the chat right now. Who are you talking? What are you saying? Nigga, you are missing. That is such an L, my boy. Here are the fancy sloth DMs. Thank you, Ultimate Splash Damage. Take a look. Three head. It's not even sexual attractive. Waffles is beyond that. With talent and personality, unironically, would still be excited to listen to her play after. Okay. I'm down bad for talented women. Jabstiny, please. Waffles, you're amazing. Marry me. I would never stop playing piano. Please, you're so good. Oh my god. Fancyslav, I've never been so attracted to Waffles than now. Goddamn women who can play instruments are so fucking hot. Waffles, okay, I see. Okay, Waffles. I have to leave my PC. I cannot, guys. I cannot. Oh my god, it's so fucking hot when girls get into playing their instrument. There's more than this. It looks like there's pages of this. Yeah, that's pretty cringe.
You don't understand what I'm saying.
Pretty cringe. I mean, yeah, that's bad.
Destiny, you're not hearing him. He's trying to explain to you why he thinks a lot of people are saying it in the community, and you're saying my opinion is the only one that matters.
No,
okay,
hold
so
on.
Lav knows, and Destiny knows, but then Supreme doesn't know. How are you guys going to decide what the community is saying it for when he's trying to tell you as part of it? That's why they're saying it.
I live and breathe, Mike. I swim in the souls of DGGers.
Pull them, then ask them.
Okay?
Pull them
and ask them what? Ask them if they're misogynistic. Why the fuck would I pull someone on that?
Ask them if the reason why they're saying I love women. Okay,
Abba, I'm gonna after and then after that we can pull police officers if they pull over black people because they really do look suspicious. Why the fuck would I pull my community on that? What do you mean?
Okay, so do you not see that you're kind of doing in a way what Mr. Girl does in terms of assuming the reasons why people are doing this in your community?
Can you where you're assuming the intent
that they themselves don't ascribe to this. You're saying, I know what you're doing it deep down inside. The reason why you're doing it deep down inside is because there's some internalized misogyny that you haven't addressed. Or maybe there's a way for them to be. I'm just saying, maybe give your community a bit of credit in terms of the introspection they have. Maybe some of them are okay. All right, then don't.
Okay,
then don't.
Hold on. And wait, my problem with Mr. Girl isn't that you can never read anybody ever. Okay, if somebody's acting a certain way, you can very easily say, like, oh yeah, like this person is probably doing this thing. I'm not saying like Mr. Girl's bad.
Trying? I think Abba's right. Maybe not about Destiny's community specifically, but I think Abba's more right. I think the more people that go, I love women, to a woman doing something like clearly terrible, are not saying, haha, fuck you, women are dumb, all of you are a bunch of dumb cunts. What they're saying, more often communicating, is a woman has done something bad, and I'm not sure I could criticize her effectively in public without, like, getting called misogynistic. So I'm just going to say, I love women, and if you get it, you get it. I think that's way more common. Most scenarios that I have encountered go that way, where they're like, I love women so much. And they're doing that because they know they can't say, this woman is fucking dumb. She did some stupid shit. And not come off as a misogynistic dude.
Because he makes reads on people. I'm saying Mr. Girl's bad because he'll see somebody pick up a flower and go, oh my god, this person is like crying over their lost innocence, and I've just figured that out because I watched them for 2 seconds. That's my issue with Mr. Girl, okay? It's a totally different thing. When my community overwhelmingly says, I love women, and you can go through my Reddit and look, it's always, there's a post about a woman that says something stupid, and the top comment is, oh my god, I love women. This is making me love women. Do you think they're saying that because they're scared to criticize her?
Examec, I don't know.
No.
Listen.
What?
Okay,
oh my God,
the
never mind.
thread that you
Never
guys talked about,
Yeah.
where
I'm glad you
where,
understand what I was saying, Heva.
The thread that you guys talked about, where they asked a woman in this community, do you feel that this community's gotten more misogynistic? I think that thread is probably going to be the most valuable in this, because I think there's going to be, I think it's harder to kind of feel the effects of misogyny if you're not the one directly like affected by it. And I guess I would ask those people who say, the ones who say yes, I would ask them, in what ways? In what ways are you experiencing misogyny? In what way do you think it's hostile?
I reject that notion. I reject that. I do think it is extremely important. I do not think it's necessarily more important than the other side of it. You can make the case that people feel a tremendous amount of misogyny in the community and that it needs to be heard and addressed. Absolutely. But you also need to talk to the people that you are ascribing misogyny to understand where they're coming from. And if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to take their perspective into consideration, you're essentially just saying, I already know you better than yourself, and you are being bad faith in this conversation and won't admit to the misogyny that I'm ascribing to you. How do you think that's any way to have a conversation? Do not say that your perspective or the women's perspective is more important. Say that both sides need to come to the table and have that conversation. But I reject the notion that...
Oh, dude, where's Ava? All I'm hearing is preach, bruh. God damn.
Imply that.
No, but that is what is implied when you say that.
Okay. That's what I won't just imply that. I will say that. I can see it. I see the misogyny. I can see into the fucking matrix. I know exactly where it is. I know exactly what it looks like. And I'm gonna fucking somebody goes, I was a big misogynist. Really, I just said, oh my god, this person makes me.
I don't get to see you live much anymore, but your content has gotten 10 times better since you started this self-improvement journey. Hope you were well. I'm actually doing considerably better. I have some updates on self-improvement stuff that I might talk into later or whatever, but yeah, I like it a lot. I want to do more content. It'd probably be better for TikTok to talk a little bit more about how it works, because I don't want to sugarcoat it. I want to give people a very realistic thing for whether or not people should do it. So for one, I think it's probably worth doing for most people who live like me, like Anit, just because at the very least it's, you know, good for the long run, getting your life started and stuff. It's also not as unfun as you would think it would be. I think it's actually kind of fun. I haven't been as annoyed with not being able to play video games as I thought I might be, but yeah. I want to be realistic about it though. The gym, if you're somebody like me who is very underweight and shit, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars. If you're buying food, proper food, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars a year, not a month, a year. I think on average it costs, between me and my brother at like really good rates, it costs like $1,800 to $2,000 a piece, a year. So, yeah, pretty big commitments for some stuff for sure.
Women, because I genuinely was scared of criticizing them. I don't
Someone
care.
in here defined misogyny.
Yeah,
getting thrown out a lot, and you said that it was misogynist, saying that I wanted to see what Lav was
It's
wearing.
a negative bias towards women.
It was misogynistic to say what you want to say because the only you care about live was whether or not she looked fuckable. It's cringe.
I want to turn the camera on. I want everybody to have their camera on. I want to be able to
you want to turn her camera on because you want to see if she's fuckable.
Even Abba's ugly ass. I want to see his anime look.
Yeah, then I wanted to see Abba's face. Cool. Why didn't you tell him to turn on his cam? Why didn't you tell like Darius to turn on his cam? Why didn't you tell the Fish to turn on his cam? Why didn't you tell Rem to turn on his cam? Why didn't you tell Dan to turn on his cam? You kept telling Lav to turn on her cam several times. Like, dude, you're fucking transparent, bro. You're fucking transparent. You're see-through right now, dude. Get out of here.
Right? There are probably a lot of people who do racist things without thinking that they're racist.
Okay, a negative bias towards women.
You're gonna do self-improvement stuff on YouTube? I don't know. Maybe. I might do like a more long form. I don't know, but maybe.
Negative bias.
Am I fucking invisible? What's going on?
Most people don't.
No, not inherently. We're just talking about implicit bias.
On this one.
I mean, like, think about the guys that are online. It makes sense that they're all implicitly biased against women.
Okay, hold on. Stop. This is, hold on. Stop. Wait, stop. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. We're in real, wait. No.
Before you go on a rant.
Hold on. No, I'm not.
Wait. You're trying to ban people from saying I love women, but you can't ban the frustration with women. You can't ban the feeling that people have.
Yes, you're talking. Let him finish talking so I can fucking scream at him. Okay.
We all look at difference with frustration. It's inherent in all of us.
That's
We're
great.
always going to be that way.
Okay, this is stop. Hold on, stop. This is
the ideas.
Okay, this is adult politics time. Okay, this isn't the Matrix. Okay. That whole bullshit of like the world isn't fair, that might fly on fresh and fit, but in the real world, we take actions to make the world a fucking better place. That's why people with type 1 diabetes are rotting in the fucking street, okay? We make medicine for them. So in this community, there are issues, and it's not enough to just say, well, issues happen, so therefore they happen. You say, okay, well, what can we do to rectify it? Because that's what adults do, okay? So if there's misogyny in my community, or there's some underlying frustration, that's fine, but we deal with it like adults, like the best way that we can, so we try to get rid of...
You know what I felt like he was about to say, we deal with it like men. Or we deal with it like a man. I feel like that's what he was about to say. Yeah, you felt it too. That's pretty true. In Twitch chat, you felt that shit too.
With that frustration comes out as much as possible. Yeah. That's what's happening. It's not enough to just say, well, sometimes people are frustrated. That's fine. Don't take it out here. It's not my fucking problem, and it's not any woman in my community's fucking problem what your personal frustrations are with women, okay? That's my issue.
Oh yeah, don't forget to like the video, okay? Don't forget to like the video. If you enjoyed this content, if you want to see me stream on YouTube more, because I do want to stream on YouTube more. I like streaming on YouTube. I've enjoyed it. I've gotten a lot of support, a lot of engagement through individuals liking, dono love, sub love in regards to literal subscribers as well as members joining me on the platform. I feel like I've gotten a very positive reception to, people liking my YouTube content. And I've also just been streaming for more hours as a result of being on YouTube in general, because I like to stream a fair amount on Twitch, which is at least 2 hours now. And then I also like streaming at least 2 hours on YouTube. And that typically ends up resulting in like 5 to 6 hour streams. So yeah, that's what I've been doing recently. So if you like more stream time, or you like ad-free viewing experiences, or just me in general spending more time on YouTube, then drop a like on the video. I appreciate it. It helps boost the algo. It helps get new people into the stream. And if I don't know if I can show you my analytics or talk to you about my analytics very much, but believe me when I say it does help a lot. It helps a lot to have people like the video for the analytics and the impressions.
That's what happens to people who are not able to express those opinions? Those people who are frustrated with women or frustrated with men, the same thing femcells. If they keep getting banned for having those ideas, what happens? You're trying to get it out of your community. Where do those feelings go?
I'm not you personally, but I'm not the therapist for any of these people. I'm not here, and more importantly, the women in my community are not here to help you work through your problems with women. That's not what my community exists for, and that's not what any fucking woman anywhere in the world wants to exist as a personal therapist for some guy that listened to too much Andrew Tate or whatever, and now thinks that women are out to get him all over the fucking world.
I'm talking about therapy. It's just being able to make jokes about things.
You're asking for therapy. You're asking.
I was just about to say that's what makes Erudite so valuable.
I don't care. Then go do it in Erudites community. That's not what I'm fucking here for, and that's not what the women in my community are here for. Okay? If you've got problems to
therapy, Destiny.
What?
Making jokes saying I love women is therapy to you?
No, it's it would be like every single time you say something stupid, I say like, he's Haitian. What are you gonna do? If an entire community of people said that over and over and over and over and over again, at some point it starts to feel kind of shitty. Like, what the fuck? What do you mean by that? Right? Like that's what I want to avoid people feeling like, especially women, because there's a reason why there's like 3% women in all these fucking spaces. So it's fucked.
Yeah.
Well, people won't keep saying that over and over again. They'll look at what you're saying.
Abba on this, because Abba was saying, look, I understand that it feels like it feels like I am invalidating anybody else's opinion on what is misogyny, but I would say in the same sense that you wouldn't ask a bunch of people who are practicing racism whether they think they're practicing racism. Obviously, they don't think they are. Right? Most of the time they don't.
I would. And a perfect example of this is I remember when the maggot word was really popular. Jesus. People sometimes just assumed or ascribed to you some level of homosexual or whatever. But the reality is when you use it in the gaming space or you're just doing that with your friends, you weren't necessarily ascribing that. Now it can still make gay people feel incredibly uncomfortable, but there's a complete difference between an innate hatred of that group and you saying it in a context where you just think it's flippant or funny or whatever it might be. So I think those two distinct reasons for doing it really matter in this discussion, and without talking to them, you won't understand that. So that's
and I agree. I don't think that people in my community hate women. I don't think the people that say like, "Oh, she makes me love women." I don't think they hate women. They're just they're engaging in forms of humor, and they have types of jokes, but they're otherizing.
Police comedy.
They're first of all, of course I can police comedy. If somebody comes to my community and think it's funny to spam the N-word, I'd probably police that. Yes, we can police comedy. It's fine.
So what is your community about then? You're saying your community is really anti-misogyny and everything. What is the mission of your community?
I just want my community to feel inclusive to more types of people, and women I think are a cool thing to have in a community.
You are literally excluding people by banning people who are saying I love what you're excluding comedy.
Yeah, I can exclude certain types of there are certain types of comedies that I can exclude to increase my audience, of course.
Sneeko, there's plenty of comedy clubs who will hire you to do any kind of joke. If you just get up on there and say the N-word a bunch of times during your bit as a white dude, calling all the people like Kramer did.
Kramer, yeah.
Even if you call it comedy,
I don't know. I'm still it was pretty funny, but
because we not rocking with that, and you understand that. You know, there's no comedy club. If Nick Fuentes came up and started calling half
you guys
the crowd,
are equating it to something. It's not the same thing. I love women.
How? For YouTube videos, content creators get a cut of my premium subscription for not showing me ads. Do streamers get something or just get shafted? I don't know, because I don't even have monetization on my streams. I don't have it on by default because I don't want it to show ads as much as possible. The VOD has monetization to my knowledge, but I don't know. Maybe. I'd have to check the analytics, but I don't have that shit set up because I don't want people to have ads. I hate ads. But yeah, when you watch my videos and stuff, it can help.
Really a joke. That's the irony.
Sneeko, but it makes people.
Saying the N-word is a direct slur. I love women is being ironic.
Hold on, wait, real quick. The reason why things like
irony?
The reason why things like the N-word suck is because it's the clearest fucking way to show you that you don't belong in an area. It is one immediately fast word to say you're different.
I'm not talking about the N-word.
I'm not either. I'm just saying in general. There are certain types of comedies, there's certain types of humors, but you make them over and over again. You make a certain people feel like this is not a space for me. I want women to feel like they have a space on my stream. And it's really easy. There's a million fucking things to joke about by saying, hey, just don't shit on women or be weird about women. We can joke about anything else. It makes the community better, because why the fuck wouldn't you want to be in a community with more fucking women? Why would you not want that?
Because we actually God damn it. Can I go? Can the Irish guy go?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So, Sneeko, I want to point this out to you real quick because it's actually something I learned a few years ago about irony. So, like, nowadays, Zoomers are so fucking irony poisoned that there's, like, meta-irony and post-irony. So, basically, what happened is irony used to, for millennials like myself, it literally just used to be sarcasm. So, you were saying something ironically just to say the opposite, right?
I love women.
Right. So what meta-irony does is it basically goes back to the sincere thing. This is something that Nick Fuentes actually pioneered with basically him talking about the Jews and shit, is he was saying, oh no, we love Israel, we love the Jews, we love all of them all the time and all that kind of stuff, in order to get back to the original point. And then post-irony is the shit that J-Reg, for those of you who are familiar, that's what he does, where you have no idea what the fuck he means because he's just being like irony poisoned the entire time. So my point to you is just that just because it's ironic, just because it's a fucking joke, doesn't mean that there isn't an undercurrent. So for instance, like plenty of people that I was hanging out with in the like 2016s or whatever, I would join in with the racist jokes because I love a good fucking racist joke. But the truth is, I was saying a racist joke because I was saying that racism was fucked up. They were saying a racist joke because they think black people are inferior to fucking white people genetically. So there's two fucking different reasons for why these people are enjoying these jokes.
Right, but you can't ban the feeling. That's the problem with you trying to ban.
You can't. That's true. You can't ban the feeling. But when you change, you're
trying to get it out of your community. But that's all it does is foster more of those types of people.
When you change the type of, when you change,
you ban that, the more they
when you. I'm not trying to ban people and they don't get pent up. The reality is the humor that you partake in will shape the ideas that you have. Okay, there's a really good book, 1984. This is the central point of the book: is the idea that words dictate thoughts. And when you make the same kinds of jokes over and over again, people will start to think certain things. If you go into certain communities and
Dude,
you find...
I gotta read 1984 just so I can tell who has and hasn't read 1984. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's like, I gotta read this so that way I can tell when niggas are making shit up about it.
People that make the same types of anti-Indian jokes, the same type of anti-black jokes over and over and over again, you'll start to feel a way. And if you stop making those types of jokes, you'll also probably start to feel a certain way. That's it. And also, being around certain types of people that are now willing to be in your community because everybody's not making those types of jokes will also make people feel a certain type of way.
So in this role, are you playing the role of the government in 1984, or are you playing the role of the people by trying to ban people?
The role of the government.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and like, I don't think the motivation is actually even that important, right? Like, the simple fact is, if you're trying to make a community that's like more comfortable for women to be in, if I'm a woman and I see, you know, 1,000 people doing the I Love Women joke, regardless of what their motivation.
Fun fact,
I'm keeping the fact.
Anybody that says that 1984 was about government surveillance has never read the book, or they were 2 years old when they read it, okay? That's not what 1984 was about.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about, dude. These are the kind of takes that I need to read for.
Little or nothing to do with fucking government surveillance, okay? What a dumb stop.
That's what it's gonna make you feel like, anyway. So, yeah, I don't know. The conversation about, like, whether or not...
To be clear, as somebody who has never read 1984 at all, that is exactly what my interpretation was. And it currently is, given other people's say-so, is that it's about government surveillance. I've never read it, not even a word of it, but based on what other people say the moral of the story is, it's about how, like, government surveillance and authoritarian rule, like, hold on. It's about how government surveillance and authoritarian rule dictate what you can think. That's what it is. Like, what is it about? Now, if that kind of works, but it's, to my knowledge, like, that, like, fascists will make you think a specific way through authoritarian rule.
In your community.
It's a love story? Yuck!
I feel there is. You probably have a better read on what gets posted on the Reddit. I feel like it might be... I feel like I don't see that representation, but yeah, I agree with the idea.
Wrong think concept? I don't even know what that is.
Of, like, banning the joke, just for the simple fact that, yeah, it's like...
Yeah, Sneeko, and I get your repulsion to, like, cultural motifs coming from, like, a higher place or whatever, but the truth is that this is the way that culture has always worked. There's always been gatekeepers and authority figures who have always been preaching the messages to us, so then it just becomes a question of who's in power, what's the message being preached, is that good or is that bad?
You guys are okay with Destiny being the overlord?
It's my community, of course.
It's its own community. Yeah, absolutely. You should be in your own community. In your own community, you are the only god that matters. You and your moderators, and you actively decide. Absolutely, you decide the landscape.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
I'm actually curious.
It's not a democracy when it's a community thing.
I want to ask Sneeko, if you were running your own community, what's some of the type of things that you would not allow in terms of your people saying constantly?
Well, before I was banned, I allowed pretty much everything. I allowed my chat. I didn't have any restrictions. I didn't even have slow mode on. It was just full schizo spam all day long. The only thing that I started removing, or like at one point, because I had like a big incel audience, were like, yo, I'm gonna be honest, some people in the chat were saying Elliot Rodgers was right. And I'm like, okay. I had to pause the stream. I'm like, yo, you guys cannot do this here. This is gonna look bad on me because I'm gonna go to jail if you guys
but you can't ban feelings, Sneeko.
Why you banning feelings? I'm curious.
This is the interesting nuance of, like, the free speech argument, right? It's like, yeah, you want to be able to, like, contend with certain ideas, right? For example, like, Destiny doesn't deplatform people. He'll always talk to people who even are insults and debate with them. The issue is that, like, when you have an unfettered free speech,
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. That's something my friends would say, but completely as a joke. It's indefensible. It's not defendable, but that absolutely is something my friends would say.
Like yours, you start getting into, like, people, like, just feeling comfortable to say, like, really, really noxious, like, uncomfortable things, which is why, like, I try to argue, like, we don't really know how to do online community well. We're kind of still making shit up as it goes. For example, in my community, I don't moderate these people, but I have people that I've set up who moderate and watch for these things, and then they verbally, they talk to these people and fight with them and make them feel embarrassed for saying stupid shit. That's what they do.
They fucked up all the time. And yeah, you're right. You can't ban a feeling, but I could also remove things that are going to get me in trouble with the government. So if someone like that ends up at a GameStop with an AR and they look through their search history, they see my stream, then I'm getting in trouble.
Okay.
That's what I have. I just do that. Anything that I censor in my stream, anything that I censor in my community is just stuff to prevent me from going to jail.
Okay. So let me ask you: if someone's in your community, they're festering in there, they're around a bunch of people who say they love Elliot Rodgers, it's not going to get you in trouble. The government's already sent you a letter saying they will never come after you for this. You can keep that kind of rhetoric going. If this person's festering your community, they're talking to other people, and eventually they go out and shoot other people, okay? Right? They've been spending time, they've been finding like-minded minds. Do you feel any type of way or any kind of responsibility for that?
No, because when they started talking about that, I'm like, you're a weirdo. You should not be talking about this. I don't know why you're obsessing over a serial killer. You guys are straight up weirdos. I'll call that out. I'll be honest about my opinion. And I've never talked about him once in a positive light. So no, I would not show any remorse. I would not go mad about that. That's a stupid thing now that online communities have done. You saw that even when Ye talked about the small hat people. There were Nazis on the freeway in Los Angeles with the sign that said the Jews. Kanye was right about the Jews, and then I got in a debate with somebody. He's like, he's responsible for fostering this idea about Judaism, and you should not hold responsibility for how everybody else takes your words. So even if I'm like the champion of incels or whatever the fuck, if they do some crazy shit, it's not my responsibility because I'm vocal about what I think about all these things. I'm not telling anybody to go on the freeway with the swastika.
Yo, but this
Yeah,
is some
but you hold
libertarian
them-
ANCAP shit. What about
Yeah,
like
you hold
child
people
porn?
somewhat responsible for the words that they say. This is why we have like major political movers. Like nobody would say that MLK isn't responsible for like major movements in the civil movement just because he used words. Like we would of course attribute positive things to people's words. So
Well,
why
you have
would
to
we
look at
attribute
intention.
negative things?
You have to look at intention. So that was
But
MLK's
Sneeko,
intention.
what if fans of yours were posting? What if there was like a subreddit for fans of yours and they were posting child porn in there? Would you police them then? Would you ban them then? Would you say you're not a part of my community?
Well, the subreddit would not allow that. I mean,
No.
it's not
Answer
allowed
the question.
to.
Let's just say that
that's
we're
against the law.
4chan, 8chan. Okay, 4chan, 8chan. Some deep web, dark web shit. There's a fan website, and they're posting in your fan website saying that this Sneeko fucking loves this shit. He won't admit it, but he fucking loves this shit. Are you gonna say not in my name? Fuck you. You're not part of my community.
Difference is, I think a little bit of misogyny is fine, but CP is always bad.
and that's an okay answer, but I'm asking if you would take action in saying this has nothing to do with me. Fuck these people. They're not a part of my community.
4chan, deep
I would say
web,
that.
let it slide.
CP 's-
Okay.
That's
So-
terrible
so
for people.
there's-
but you
so
cannot
there are
equate.
lines.
I see what you're saying, but I don't think you can equate CP to misogyny because misogyny, it sounds bad in this community of Destiny people, the orbiters and everything. Like they don't like these words.
there you go.
This should be police. But it all comes to the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
place.
it's the
Look, Stardust is in the same place talking about how she wants to make jokes about how men should be deported. I get it. We hate each other, but it's love. It's based in a feeling of love. We love to hate each other, and that's a good thing. And if we are not allowed to express that, then we get all weird and autistic and.
Okay, I'm with you that the Overton window is way too fucking narrow. But
He's doing way too much of the like projection. I don't love to hate women. I just hate women. I'm kidding. I don't love to hate. See, that was the ironic misogyny that probably would have gotten me banned. I don't love to hate women. I just don't. I just don't think people operate in the same way that Sneeko does, where, you know, he'll get frustrated at women, even something that a lot of women do that frustrates me, let's say, like, you know, prioritize tall men. That's very frustrating because it's just something you have no control over. By the time you can even rationalize, like, oh, if I want to get taller and reach my maximum genetic potential, maybe I should eat well, you're already too old to really actualize that genetic potential, generally speaking. So yeah, it you know, it's really fucking annoying, that shit, but you know, that's like a human condition thing. That's not a woman thing. Women do it, but that's women's expression of a human condition that also affects men, and we express it through, like, weight is one example, or like, I don't know, hip to waist ratio or something that would be more genetic, right? I think, as much as I think there are women of various different bodies that can be, you know, accepted pretty generally in comparison to like height things, where I don't feel like short men are accepted by any woman. I do feel like there are, you know, women with small boobs, big butts, small butts, tall, short, that women can be accepted on at differing levels. I think that tall women tend to be less desirable, I think, than short women. I think something like hip to waist ratio is pretty universal. Like, I've never seen a dude that's like, yeah, you know what I like on my women? I like them to look like an iPhone. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen a dude be like, yeah, you know what? I like women that just look like a brick. Built like a brick house. They're just like square. So that would probably be something that I think that women, that is a hard genetic barrier. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can do anything about your hip to, I mean, it's bone. Maybe, I guess, lose some fat or whatever, but I'm talking if the underlying thing is bad, you're pretty fucked.
I just wanted to point out to you that there are rules and laws that even you would step in for. That's all I was trying to make a point about.
Well, he's worried about self-preservation.
No,
The question
I didn't
have is like,
get,
let's say you've got these people that are
on
saying Elliot Rodger was right or whatever, right? And you're like, hey guys, I personally think that's really fucked up and I disagree with it. But you refuse to take any action to like cull that behavior in your community. And suddenly, you know, let's say that there's a phenomenon where suddenly word gets out that saying Elliot Rodger and showing support for Elliot Rodger is acceptable in your Discord server, whatever it is, in your community. Discord's not going to do anything about it. The government's not going to do anything about it. But suddenly you've got this influx of people who are Elliot Rodger sympathizers, and they come to your community because they've heard that it's a place that will harbor that activity where nowhere else will. Do you feel no responsibility to restrict that behavior if suddenly you have like this new cult of Elliot Rodger just
No,
like,
and I did,
assuming
and
you work
I
like a
did, and I
backyard?
called that out. My problem is that Destiny is equating saying I love women, and like even your argument you're comparing saying I love women, as if you can't have frustration towards the other gender.
Okay,
The dating market sucks.
Listen, he's right in that they're not just saying I love women. They're saying something else behind that, which is that I think this person is fucking retarded. And I like me
Mostly because they're a woman.
Well, so the read on I have on that is different, which is like they just like they're not necessarily that they're actually worried, but now that there's a trope in saying that like if I criticize this person, I will be accused of misogyny, even if it like this person's just saying silly thing.
I think.
Right.
Can you? What if? I think that the Elliot Rodgers thing is a little bit too hyperbolic of an example. What if your community, out of nowhere, you just started like fostering this like simp community, and everyone in your community was like, "Women are my goddesses. They can sleep with whoever they want, and I don't get to fuck anyone. I have my cock in a cage all day." And then people started to look at your community as those sort of people. You'd be like, "I don't really fuck with this. I'm gonna make sure that these people are not representative of my community."
W loves, yeah, that's why I fuck with you. That's what they're encouraging, and that's what Twitch has become. It's just a place for simps to thrive. So when Destiny keeps saying like,
No, so what he's doing, what he's doing is he's setting a standard for his community because that's not his values, right? So it makes sense that you don't understand it because that's not your values. But if Steven isn't a misogynist, it would make sense that he doesn't want that in his community. That's why he's banning it, is because he doesn't
misogynist. He is a misogynist. We're all misogynist. If you spend time talking to women and dating women and fucking women, you are inherently a little bit of a misogynist.
Whoa. Oh, Sneaker. No, Destiny, can you respond to that? Destiny, are you a misogynist?
Are you a little misogynist?
That's like asking if you're a little racist. The point isn't whether or not I am a misogynist or I am racist. The point is, do I actively take steps to try to curb the behavior or the thoughts? And the answer to that is yes, of course. I'm sure we've all got problems when I'm working on it. That's not an excuse for me to not like encourage my community to be the ideal that I want to be.
That's a great point. So you are a little bit racist, you are a little bit misogynist, but being able to joke about it and talk about it with other people is a proper way to curb those negative thoughts.
No, that's not called curbing anything. That's encouraging it.
No, being able to.
I don't agree with either one of them. I think it's a completely neutral action. I think it can make it worse, and I also think it can be completely benign. Like, I straight up, this is part of the reason why I genuinely think you can say the N-word in private, is that I think you can make racist jokes or misogynistic jokes amongst individuals that absolutely know that like being misogynistic is a bad thing that we should actively try and avoid, and minimize day by day. And I don't believe your misogyny will get worse because you make those jokes.
Joke about it and talk about it is the best way to get those feelings out there.
Hold on, I just want to get this on the record.
Depend on who you're talking to? You're talking about with the N-word? Of course, yeah.
If I have one community that's allowed to make misogynistic jokes and another community that doesn't make misogynistic jokes, which community is more likely to be misogynistic? You're committed to one answer, but I just want to hear it.
I was reading the chat. I don't remember what you said.
If one community is allowed to make you go to a community and it's filled with misogynistic jokes. You go to another community, there's no misogynistic jokes. Which community is more likely to be misogynistic?
The first one.
That is making misogynistic jokes?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Then that's not the community I want.
Okay, but you need a little bit of it to balance out the world.
Yeah,
so right
you
now,
might be able to have a little bit of it. I agree. You're making an argument. Stop. I agree with you. You need a little bit of it. That's fine. I allow a little bit of racial humor in my chat because I don't think that my community like hates black people, any weird shit like that. I don't see weird stuff like that. So it's okay. But if my community started to get really weird, like if Abba came on and he started to make some bad arguments and people were like, man, this is what people from Detroit are like, or I don't know, some weird shit like that. If I started to see that showing up in my chat a lot, I'd be like, okay, hold on. Or if Abba started to say some
Abba from Detroit. Oh, I see.
Dumb shit and people were like, bro, stick to rapping. I'd be like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah,
or if Abba came in and people started to say like, pull up your pants, what's going on? I'd be like, what the fuck? Or if Abba came in my chat and people started to say,
like, yo, Abba's really like friendly to white people, like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but if people started to say weird shit like that all the time, they'd be like, okay, hold on, we're gonna cut back on racial humor because something is obviously like not okay. I'm not gonna do this.
Hold on, can I fuck with this real quick? So Abba, you're a veteran, right?
I mean, listen, I won't call myself that. I only did a few years, so I won't use that. But
okay,
go ahead.
Whatever. So what I was saying is like in the military, at least in my experience, I was in the U.S. military. So what happened was we were racist as fuck, but we were racist as fuck in a way where we were fucking with each other. So basically, like all the stereotypical jokes, we were like fucking with each other, busting each other's balls, talking about how different people didn't have moms, or they did drugs, or they smoked weed if they were from Jamaica, or like I looked like Justin Timberlake or some shit like that, or ate too much fucking mayonnaise, like that. That we were busting each other's balls along the stereotypes of our race. But then what ended up happening was we actually ended up fucking with each other more because we enjoyed each other's company along those lines. The only thing that I think is a little bit different though was actually because of the war on terror, like Muslim dudes or whatever, like anybody who was Muslim, they basically got shit on because we were fighting predominantly Muslim people. So the reason why I was asking is because you're up in Canada, right? So I kind of wanted to see if like Canada was the same shit.
Another one, disgusting.
Yeah, Canadians taking over. I mean, listen, the whole idea of like racism in the military and stuff like that in regards to humor, I have a lot to say about it, but I feel like I disagree with you heavily in what you're saying right now, so I don't want to go down that road.
Wait, so you're saying you don't have to go down the rabbit hole, but you're saying it was negative that they had those interactions?
Yeah. There's definitely some negative undertones for sure.
Okay.
There doesn't necessarily
another
have
time
to be.
then.
There's not inherently negative undertones there, but certainly if you're a new person coming into that space and you see that that's the dynamic without context, it can, it's not going to be welcoming. It might be.
It got pretty fucked up.
Here, in a way, joining a military unit is kind of analogous to like joining an online community, because when you join a military unit, you're getting people recruited from all over the country being grouped up together. People from communities where there are no black people from urban areas, people from rural areas, and so you're finding out that all these people from different cultural backgrounds are making similar kind of jokes or weird jokes, but they're doing it for very distinct reasons. And so kind of similar to DGG in a lot of ways, people may be all making the same jokes, but not everyone's doing it for misogynistic reasons. But there's absolutely some motherfuckers in the military who, when they make a joke, you start looking at them a little bit more seriously, because you're like, there's something weird about how you said it and the way and the words you say it. I don't buy it. So, but I don't like to get into that because I don't.
Destiny's making this argument, but wasn't there a slew of male feminists assaulting women circa 2016? Not making the joke doesn't stop the thought. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they were assaulting, but I know male feminists are often cringe. But I think Destiny's just argument is supposed to be that if he had to pick between simps and Andrew Tate enjoyers, I think he'd be a little bit closer to the simp category of people. Like, he'd want more simps.
Don't like to assign intent to a lot of people, and I feel like when you do that online, you get just shafted every day for it. But if I'm being honest, yeah, I looked at a lot of people.
Just as a quick thing, because this is just stuff that I've heard. I know there might be differences between the U.S. and Canada in terms of how you guys deal with it, because obviously in Canada you guys have a whole bunch of weird shit going on. But one of the things that I've heard repeatedly said is that like race relations in the U.S. military are really good. That like sexism is still a big problem, but when it comes to like race relations people, like that's some shit that gets stamped out like pretty early. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard it repeated pretty often, and I have heard it repeated often like sexism problems. So maybe it's different between like Canadian military culture and U.S. military culture, or maybe that people told me that we're just lying. So I don't know.
Well, no. Sexism is a problem. I think the U.S. military is particularly, especially good, and like even much better than like most professional and academic spaces when it comes to sexism and just like racial and sexual integration in general. Like in Navy boot camp, the very first person I had to take orders from was like a 5 foot tall like Filipino woman. And your boss could be.
I'll just say this as a final point, and then you go. I'll just say like, even though they may have studies and all that stuff, like, I mean, you even heard about racial fights. You heard about, there's a lot of wild stuff that be happening in the military that never gets reported or goes higher up. So the idea of race relations being great, I don't think they're terrible. I don't think they're like full on, but there's some wild stuff. And if you ask enough black soldiers, they'll tell you like, symbolic
communication language is uniquely human / homo. Thank you, Richard Bruce
I want to make this
Baxter.
point to Sneeko for it cutting both ways. So I'm more with your perspective that I would rather be sexist and women be misandrist like fucking Stardust, so we can kind of shit on each other, so we can laugh at each other's expense, but then ultimately there's like a mutual respect that we can collaborate on and move on forward together. Same thing with race shit. Like I would like to be a little bit racist, my brother in arms be a little bit racist, and then we work together.
Ultimately, you can't. White guys can't be racist the same way that I can be racist. It's not the same thing. And same thing, women can be openly misandrist, and we cannot be at all misogynist or whatever the fuck. You can't make jokes, or else people like Destiny come in. Well, I don't want to foster a misogynistic community.
Everybody here would agree that's a problem.
That's how you get Twitch. You get Twitch, a place full of simps, because they encourage one specific behavior, and they only allow one certain type of joke, and they're trying to do something.
Okay, but as opposed to that, or that's how you get things where like you and AD are like fucking traumatizing some fucking poor Brazilian chick on Fresh and Fit. Like it's not like your side looks any better here. What do you mean?
Whoa, it wasn't AD. It was academics. Put some respect on AD.
Oh my bad, academics. Fuck me.
She wasn't traumatized. We were joking too.
Yo, he was not joking. He was fucking triggered.
Academics was triggered,
Whoa,
but I was joking.
I did not like the way you said that.
Just making jokes because I'm half Asian. She was saying I have a shrimp dick, and she was like a fucking prostitute, so she had a bush sticking out of her panties. We're joking, going back and forth. It's fine. But everybody has a problem to say it's bullying when it's me. When she's saying I have a shrimp dick,
I didn't see her say he has a shrimp dick.
Nobody blinks a fucking eye.
I would have to look at her comments about wait, did she make the shrimp?
This is a mischaracterization of what happened. You came at her out of nowhere calling her Pop Smoke. That's how that shit started. She did not start off calling you shrimp dick. You came at her voice out of nowhere. And I didn't mention it in my YouTube video, and I'll let you off on that one, but the fact is you started that shit. And then DJ Academics
me off on that one.
What?
But why are you so obsessed with like trying to be the moral police, Abba?
No, because you're misrepresenting what happened to your favor. You're bullshitting. You're making it sound like
Abba talks about anybody. When you talk about Rob,
you came in here. No, you came in here and then you're trying to rewrite the situation.
Oh yeah, Silent X.
She was cracking jokes. That's not what happened. You were ripping on a woman who came on the platform for the first time.
I started making jokes about her for deep voice. She started making jokes too. She made jokes about shrimp dick Asian shit. I made jokes about her bush. It's fine. Academics went really far, whatever. But you guys say I was bullying her. Well, it was just joking. But my point is, Abba, you always come like.
Did she agree?
To the roasting, it's a podcast. My point is, Abba will come in here and say that he has a stand-up comedy pass, but at the same time have a whole YouTube channel being the moral high ground on everybody else. When he introduces Lav, oh, this is what people discredit her for. What she does, and immediately Abba's only talking about the stuff that's negative that he knows other people, he's gonna get attention for that. That's the big part of the online community that sucks.
This is a deflection. It is
people
true.
will only talk about negative things.
Sneeko, whose whole live streaming career revolved around shitting on women every single day, 7 days a week. Do not come in here and talk about moral police. Your literal job and how you made 6 figures that you're begging YouTube for now was shitting on women and reacting to other videos shitting on women. Do not come in here where you've called everyone bots without knowing anything about them. Where you've come in and called everyone too stupid and government retards and now try to tell me I'm moral police. My friend, your entire job was saying the truth, but really you were just shitting on women and shitting on people.
No, I'm calling out the feminist brainwashing and why these women go and power tripping right now.
Here calling out feminist. Okay, carry on.
I was calling out the fact that all these women echo the same things that they read on TikTok and the feminist brainwashing. And I understand that you want to have a middle ground fence-sitting audience so that you can get both sides, and you never actually have an opinion. You just pick out bullshit that you see from other people.
That's not true. That's not true about Ava's content.
What I'm calling out is the feminist brainwashing and why women all think the same thing and why the dating game is fucked up.
Sneeko.
So I can make jokes about it without you saying I'm here criticizing
God damn, it's like watching Sneeko's old channel.
But my point... Alright, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. He told the truth.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to talk over black men. So fucking Sneeko. So my thing though is like, so if your intent was to review all that content, oh, women suck, this, that, the other, but the whole reason why is to kind of like fuck with them more, like understand like these are social dynamics, they're toxic for everybody, we're trying to push past them, like all that kind of shit. If there was some kind of like positive spin at the fucking end, I think I could fuck with it. As a matter of fact, I think that would be the same
reason we were talking about the jokes in the military, how we make racist jokes so that we can go exist with each other from people of different races and creeds. I love women. Hold on.
Do the females feel that way? Do the females feel that way? But like, for instance, that chick on the podcast, did she feel like she was fucking with you in a good way that both of y'all were enjoying, or was she horrified and she was trying to basically stab you in your chest?
That's some liberal stuff. She started a whole podcast with it. She's very happy about the attention. She likes it. My point is that we should be able to make jokes about both sides. The reason that I call out the feminist...
She likes the attention because she fucking bodied the fucking a bunch of people that thought they could step on her that misstepped. What do you mean she likes the attention? Like, sure, she liked the attention because she turned that shit on its head and made you both look like fools. Yeah, of course. When somebody comes in here saying some stupid shit about me, and then I fucking dunk on them, I'm gonna like the attention. It's because, yeah, I fucking made you look like an asshole. That doesn't mean that she liked it the way that you approached her.
Brainwashing is because I want to coexist with women. I love women, and they make no goddamn sense. And so the frustration is the content. And you misconstrue it as criticizing and all the time and hating women when I'm really just trying to point out something. So at the end of the day, I can be like, yo, you cool, come down. Wait, turn your camera on. What you looking like? That's the whole point.
I just want to make a clarification that Sneeko says she wasn't traumatized, but according to her own words, the whole experience for her was quite traumatic. So you can go off what Sneeko says when he ascribes to her an intent or an idea, but her own words were that experience for her was fair.
That's what women get to do. That's part of the feminist brainwashing. Imagine if I said that.
Wait, what? Wait, so when she's not saying it's traumatizing, she's one of the good ones, but when she says that it is traumatizing, it's the brainwashing?
That I'm traumatized. That
I thought, personally, that it made sense that she would said the other thing, that it wasn't traumatizing. I don't know.
She said I had a shrimp dick because I'm Asian. Imagine if I said I'm traumatized because she said I have a small penis. Nobody would fucking care.
Wait, but Sneeko, that's not really what happened. I'm not necessarily saying she's traumatized or not, but like what happened in that situation is like you called her Pop Smoke, she shot back a little bit, and then she made fun of DJ Academics, and he fucking went off for like 10 minutes straight. Yeah. So like the idea that like you saying I'm traumatized being called shrimp dick is the comparable to being like screamed at by like one man, and then having you jump in as she's being screamed at and making fun of her pussy. Like these aren't really the same thing. Like it's I don't know if she's traumatized, but
was she traumatized?
That doesn't matter.
She had a deep voice. Was she traumatized by me making fun of her Pop Smoke voice?
I don't think so. She was bantering back and forth. She definitely.
I doubt.
Tactics again.
No, hold up.
This is the problem. This is the problem. You're meeting toxic femininity with toxic masculinity.
What the fuck is Pop Smoke? Pop Smoke is a rapper with an unbelievably deep voice. And the chick had a deep voice, and that's what they were shitting on her for.
This is literally the problem. No, it's
cringe.
No.
How does it feel? Lav is on your side, son of a bitch.
Cringe. You know, I hate when people can't have these conversations about using these fucking radioactive cringe words.
You think that I am equating that to all masculinity and femininity? I'm not. But when you meet toxicity with more toxicity, of course she's not fucking traumatized. It's a fucking podcast. But you pretending like you did nothing wrong is the exact counter, and why nobody will meet in the fucking middle. It's ridiculous. So you're having this extreme reaction to her extreme reaction, and it's going fucking nowhere.
My extreme reaction.
Your extreme reaction is like misogyny is good. Misogyny is good.
Yeah, a little bit. Whatever word you want to use, but being able to joke about other people is good.
Sure, I mean, in the Fresh and Fit podcast,
it has to be
in the
like
Fresh and
a
Fit
mutual
podcast
thing.
is 2 men against
You know
1
what you were
woman.
doing. Nico,
Okay.
are
It has to be.
you
It has
telling me you go in? Are you
from both sides. It wasn't. It didn't start that way.
If your goal is to like
you're talking about.
deconvert, if your goal is to like deconvert like radical men or whatever, Lav, I'm just telling you, this is why dudes sometimes hear you talk and they say I love women so much. It's not even because they hate women. It's because the case. No, listen. I just want to be clear. I want you to understand. The reason why I said that was crazy.
and I don't agree with it.
Okay, you don't agree with why? Okay,
I already know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say? Go ahead, make it. No, go ahead.
You have to understand she hangs out with Mac.
You heard me
She knows
say the
what you're
word.
gonna say.
You heard me say the word toxic masculinity and had a fucking tizzy. I said toxic femininity also. I think both things are fucking true. I think you can relax just like the rest of the audience for the shit that I'm about to say next. But Sneeko, you walk into a situation where you're obviously there are like all these women who are basically there for like lol cows, right? Like all these uneducated women who are usually sex workers at a disadvantage, and you go into that room with these men who basically just denigrate women all day. And I'm sure that you can recognize that that's what they do, even if you think that the women deserve it. You know that that's what they do, and you're walking into a position of power because you're a man and you're denigrating a fucking table full of women, and then you decide to make fun of one. What do you think you're doing?
Joking around, roasting.
Yeah, but do you not understand that there's a power differential? That you're virtue signaling.
You know what the power difference is? Is that you guys are still talking about a 10-minute interaction on this panel right here. I've seen 30 reaction videos to that one interaction, and if it's reversed, nobody would talk about it. People don't talk positively about men in those situations. There's no review. You wouldn't. And Abba here, Abba's obsessed.
No. Let's be fair and let's be honest about the material reality. Not very many people would care. Unless we put it on TikTok in a very specifically edited way, and then people would care. Like the shit that Sneeko watches or whatever, right? Where it's like whatever, but I mean they wouldn't be talking about it, that's for sure. That's just for like red pill compilation videos where like women will be like, yeah, all men are suck, and like I was gonna like fuck this random dude that I'm looking at right now. He's short. Yeah, I would never date that guy. He's short. You're not going to see that being talked about on Destiny's fucking panels. So, like, obviously it's not going to get this kind of attention, but it would be, like, circulated around the red pill channels.
Bro, the reason people are talking about this so much is because of how the reason...
Let him speak. He didn't finish his point. Everyone interrupted him. Go ahead, speak.
People like Abba and all the reaction commentators and stuff like that, they won't talk about all the points and all the times that we can debunk feminism and debunk the brainwashing. They don't speak a fucking word about it. But there's 30 reaction videos to one little interaction. We are still in here talking about the panel. The one time where it's like fake red pill, fake alpha male, you only want to talk about men and people who are speaking positively about men in a negative way to meet in the middle ground. But you can't talk about women in the same way or else you get banned.
But I mean, I will say, like, the reason why people talk about that clip so much, why it's trending so much, is it's such a flagrant hypocrisy of Fresh and Fit's own worldview. That's why people, like, it's not just the misogyny. It's the fact that there was multiple, there was you and two other men watching DJ Academics attack a woman for minutes straight. Nobody said anything. Yep. Nobody stood up until Rashid finally was like, fuck this shit, and took his headset off and walked out, which was the best standing up anyone did. But if you, like, talk, especially not you, because I know you're not big into the alpha male thing, but for Fresh and Fit, it was a blatant hypocrisy of their own worldview. That's why that was trending so hard. I would agree with you that in general, we're always willing to like attack men for like their fuck ups a little bit more than women. Like I would agree with
Abba
that.
Talks about debunking feminism 24/7. He talks about it a lot. He talks about like feminist hypocrisy a lot, but he's actually not cringe about it. So Sneeko doesn't see it that way.
Why that was trending so hard is that hypocrisy.
Okay, Destiny, I'm going to ask you. You've seen enough of my content. Is what Sneeko says is true in regards to the fact that we don't cover the ways in which feminists can be hypocrites, or the ways in which women can engage in misandry or hypergamy? Is it true when Sneeko says that we don't talk about these things that the red pill dudes get right?
No, you do talk about these things, but real quick, I think that the issue is that because I have to leave soon. The issue that's happening is this feels really gross to say, but Lav is 100% correct. But Abba is also 100% correct. Something that Lav hasn't learned yet is that you can't say the word toxic to any of these guys, especially Sneeko, because they're actual bots and they will get triggered out of their fucking mind. And Abba too.
I think that was a great point.
Abba's a bot. If you say the word if you say the word toxic, their brain completely shuts off. Abba and Sneeko both have the bot. Okay.
Lav made a great point. Lav made a great point.
Well, let me finish. Hold on. You can't steal it in front of me. What I was going to say, just real quickly.
You are assuming what I'm saying.
No, I'm not assuming what you're saying. I was going to say what I was going to say. Yes.
Toxic femininity with toxic masculinity. That's a good point.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That if there are some people that are being, I'm not gonna reset. Yeah, if there are people being really toxic, you can just be toxic back, and everybody's just gonna continue being toxic, and the world is kind of like fucked. Yeah.
The point I was making before Live cut me off earlier.
Okay, you're gonna get the last one, and then I'm leaving.
Wait. If Destiny believes what he just said, that he agreed with Lavon, that if you're being toxic, and then somebody is toxic back, then the world is fucked. If Destiny believes what he just said, then why did he call Lav a bitch? And when approached why he called Lav a bitch, he said it was because Lav was putting out that energy towards other people, like calling Cherry a bitch over and over again. Why did he say that? You know what I'm saying? Why do you do that? That's you, brother. Sometimes we're hypocrites. Wait, didn't he just say if somebody's toxic to somebody else and then you're toxic back, it's an infinite loop and nobody really wins? Why did he do that then? Yeah, Destiny is too emotional and hasn't grounded any of this. Rare L, just let Abba/Erudite talk. I think Abba's been getting some dubs in this one. He didn't say it's good. No, well, here's the problem. People were saying that it was bad and he was saying, no, it's not. Like, people were saying, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have... Like, here, actually, you know, it's something I kind of wanted to talk to Destiny about anyway. The problem is I have no time to talk to him about it, especially recently. If you were on a 10K Andy stream and the audience liked you, how much of their audience do you think you would get? Taking a private jet to Portugal, you down? Yeah, I'm down. Come through, homie. Yeah, I'll be out there in a minute. You could look at my stream. This is an example. I would say most of GGG has a favorable opinion of me. I could be wrong, but I'm not saying most of DGG know me, but most of DGG who has an opinion on me, I believe, have a favorable opinion on me, and this is my career. You can understand something without endorsing it.
Whoever's streaming right now. Who's streaming right now?
All I was trying to say was that in the ways in which a lot of feminists or women engage in these conversations with using these supercharged words ends up turning off a lot of dudes. So when
it's the difference between a supererogatory and an ought. You don't ought not be toxic to somebody. Sure, I agree with that, Tommy. But the problem is when I think it was Mr. Girls said it was bad. It furthers misogyny in your community when you call Lav a dumb bitch. One of his excuses was that. Sorry, he gave two arguments that I thought I remember. One, I mean, she's more misogynistic just kind of breathing air in the stream than I am calling her a dumb bitch. And two, she was calling Cherry a dumb bitch and giving that kind of energy towards Cherry. So what the hell?
Conversation Lab, I wasn't disagreeing with the point that you're making. I'm trying to let you understand that when you use these words that have so much loaded history and that to most dudes is absolutely off-putting, you shut them off from the conversation. I'm saying you're being ineffective. I'm not saying you're being incorrect. I'm saying you're being ineffective because they've heard so many other folks use the words incorrectly. That's why Sneeko gets charged. That's why I'm saying you guys don't know how to deconvert these men. That's what I'm
saying. Thank you, Yellow. Thank you. Yeah, what was it? Yellow Zanagi? Thank you. Thank you for the 10. I appreciate the DGGL. Destiny does do a lot of things that he doesn't advise other does, like his relationship. Well, no. There's a difference between doing things that you don't advise others to do and doing things that you think are bad, right? That's different. He didn't say explicitly that doing the toxic thing reciprocates is bad. What he said was that it'll like blow up. If somebody is toxic to another person and you're toxic back, it kind of blows up the situation. He didn't necessarily say it was bad. So me saying, well, you also do that doesn't really mean that he's doing a bad thing. But yeah, I don't know.
That's all I want to move on.
I think I can own that, but I think that it was important that I said that it was like both sides. So I think that I'm smart enough to know that I should not use that when talking only about masculinity, but I think when asserting that it's both sides is where I did good.
Okay, good job. You guys are great. I'm leaving, but you guys can have fun. Okay,
Can I get a discount on your Patreon real quick?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Now you all fucking leave. You guys are fucking losers.
Yeah, whatever.
That was like really cringe from Sneeko. I know he was like kind of fucking around, but also it was like, Jesus Christ, man, have some respect. On GGG stock market, relevant stock sits at a 77% positive. Is that a meme? It is a meme, right? The only reason why I ask is because surprisingly there is a website that tracks your purity of what you call it, Yi versus Pepe. He's unaware? Is there really a meme like that? It's a meme, but people engage with it honestly? Okay. Because I know there's a website that tracks your affiliation to Yi versus Pepe shit, and I think I am a Giga Chad Yi poster. Those are two different arguments. Why did Destiny say that? He felt she was being a dumb bitch. Is it misogynistic? No more than her existing on the stream. The problem is, Trib, that's not an excuse, right? Like, that's not a counter. If I call a black person, a dumb black person, I don't know, and the implication is that's racist. But their very existence online is way more racist. Let's say I say this to JLP. That he's black and slow, right? Then it's not an excuse for me to say that. Oh my god, there actually is a meme stinny stock market? Are you serious? What is this? Wait, are you serious? I don't see it. Here, let me bring it up on stream. Relevant stock market, 77%. So we're doing all right. The futures are looking pretty good. We might get some calls on this one. I'm thinking about getting some calls. Thinking I can get some action, some upward mobility on that one for sure. Actually, you're slightly moderate Pepe poster. Oh, am I now? I remember I was like a puritanical Yi poster or something for a while. I don't know how that changes or whatever. Ridley stocks to the moon, indeed. 77% is respectable. All right, look. I need to go, and I need to go really quick because I am so hungry. I get into a hunger phase where I start sweating profusely. I am at that stage. I am sweating profusely. I'm sweating so much. It's a thing. It's a really weird thing. I'll start sweating when I'm really hungry. And so I need to go eat. So I do need to go, but it's been a good stream. I enjoyed having many of the individuals come in here the way that you did. I had a lot of dono love, a couple members, in some pretty decent like ratios. Not exactly what we're used to. We usually end the stream with a similar amount of likes that we do viewers. Not this time. Better luck next time, I guess. So yeah. But then again, I only made like 3 shout-outs this stream. Usually I make like 7. So I needed to be a little bit faster on it. I do need to go eat. It's been fun. We need a NASDAQ? We do. Will you be returning later on today? Probably not, unless there's like a large debate or something that I might be able to get in on or something. But if you're talking about tomorrow, I will be streaming tomorrow. So yeah. I should be streaming pretty consistently. I might take another day off within like the next 5 days, but I should be streaming pretty consistently. All right, yeah. You haven't watched the Darius versus Wicked clip, Ree?
Damn, I flashed you my crotch, dude. Did you see my seams? I got nuts tucked under there. I don't know how the fuck the combo after that.
Well, damn, low ping and everything. What is that shit? Hold up, I can't listen to this because it has copyrighted music. I really can't listen to that. All right, I'm gonna go. Can you drop a stock market link? Oh, the stock market link? Yeah, I can. Before I go, I'll do that. This should be it. All right. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Yeah. Stay safe. Stay great. What else? Oh, I might have some conversations scheduled. We'll see. It'll probably be within like 6 days to a week if it happens, though. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. You guys have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later.